Be there in a second.
Player of the week. Opening kickoff from Atlanta. Coming up next.
Liberty Mutual.
God damn it, I'm juggling all these remotes. Trying to change shirts and put some Dio on because I'm smelling myself. Damn it, I thought they were coming back for commercial. All right, let me get my stream here. I was jamming on some drums last minute before I started the stream and got a little carried away. So that's why I'm out of breath, and that's why I had to like quickly hurry on, get my stream ready, and get my mic in the right position. My bro Anthony's on the way. Alrighty. Let's do the thing. Let's do the thing. Let's do the thing. Low prices. So I've got the Chiefs and the Jags on one screen, the Falcons and the Packers on another screen, and I'm here to stream for all of you. Why is this shit acting funky? I could have went to this game for as low as $47. Which is a fucking steal for NFL tickets, even if you're sitting in the shit seats up top. Let's do the thing. Yeah, let's do the thing. Over the last couple of days, I've become obsessed with this Macho Man Randy Savage promo. It's like, which one? All of them. Which Macho Man promo are you referencing? Literally all of them. My man Jesse Bates. 10 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a forced fumble last week. He did win NFC Defensive Player of the Week, just like I said he would in the middle of that game. Oh, yeah. Falcons wearing throwbacks. We can't lose, can we? We can't lose. The Falcons haven't given me many reasons to stream their games the last few years, so this is rare indeed for my channel. I'd like to have reason to stream more Falcons games. No Watson, no Aaron Jones. Can we take advantage? I think Dobbs is legit. I think Jordan Love's got a lot of talent. Can our pass rush heat up a little earlier than they did last week, please? Flea flicker on the first fucking play. Touchdown. Pass interference. They burned us with a flea flicker. Well, what do you know?
On the field.
Please tell me they're offsetting penalties.
Smartly takes that pass interference. Pass interference.
Path interference. That's not Jerome Boger. Well, it was either that or touchdown, I'm guessing. So.
A.J. Dillon. Everyone's gearing up for the run, and now look at Jordan Love's arm. Puts it out there.
Well, that's not a good start.
Money. If A.J. Terrell doesn't literally drag down my man, it was going to be a completion. Took down Wicks, and the Packers gained 44.
Hold him to 3.
As Dillon gains 3 to the 28. David Onyemata made the tackle. 2nd and 7. Upcoming for.
Why is my fucking shit
Looking offense, right? A lot younger.
not looking right?
Rookies, you have some young veteran young wide receivers, but Romeo Dobbs has really stepped up. For Jordan Love, they've really had a connection. You'll see him.
Falcons, just don't make me have a meltdown today. Win the game or don't. Don't blow any leads, and I'll be okay, win or lose. Grady Jarrett was almost offsides. What the hell was that ball? Okay, 3rd and 7. A.J. Terrell might be the MVP of this first opening series if we get a stop here. Because he tackled and made sure we didn't give up a touchdown. Now we've got him on a 3rd down. Because Jordan Love had a Tim Tebow moment there for a second.
A.J. Terrell, the player, just got a penalty. All the coaches have raved about how well he is playing that cornerback position. Right now, he's going to be matched up against Luke Musgrave at the bottom. But he is a phenomenal
3rd and 7.
at that corner position.
Man-to-man down here. Terrell. False start, baby. Back him up. Jags on a 3rd and 4 early against Kansas City from their own 31. Keeping an eye on that game.
That's the left tackle, Rasheed Walker, starting for David Bakhtiari this afternoon.
And the Jags convert.
The wily old veteran on the offensive line who did a tremendous job against the Chicago Bears. He's out today. Rasheed Walker in his 2nd year out of Penn State. He's getting a start. He's going to have to really live up to one. But noise, he's got to handle that and then be able to get some penetrations of pressure on that defensive front.
Oh! Damn it. Thought that was going to be an interception. Oh. You go, A.J. Terrell. I'll take that pass interference every day of the week, baby. I'll take that PI. Look at Bud Dupree screaming off the edge, making Love have to dump it out quick. Yeah, it should have been an interception. Hope you missed this field goal, not Mason Crosby. I like this Falcons defense so far through 1 game and 5 plays here. Delay of game. Delay of game. Back him up. Make it a 56-yarder. I mean, they gave him like 5 seconds after the clock hit 0. Yeah. Make his life a little tougher, even though he's kicking in a dome on turf.
Bates definitely saw that. He's looking. Hey, Arthur Smith.
I like that mustache. Arthur Smith might win me over now. You get me to 2-0, it's a start.
So now the Packers, who were in field goal range prior to the 2 penalties, will.
Wow, they're going to punt it away now. I thought for sure they'd still try it.
Lets it go, and it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. Early first quarter in Atlanta.
Meet the Chevy CO2 family. They'll never let you down. With features like DSSV dampers, MT tires, and an off-road performance display.
That was About as poorly managed as I've ever seen the Green Bay Packers. You would think they're playing the 49ers or something.
Yeah, like, what the heck?
Yeah, they must have got confused and thought we were the 49ers for a second. Why are the Jaguars uniforms so hideous?
I mean,
It's not the color, it's the lack of anything.
it would be nice if, like, their numbers were black instead of white.
Like old Barry McCockiner said, they looked like they were made in Microsoft Paint. By a fucking 12-year-old who just figured out how to use the software. Did you hear his Week 1 NFL review? And he acts like his wife's called at the start. Okay, look, I'm hanging up. No offense to Aaron Hernandez. I'm hanging up.
shook my head at that, like, come on, man. You can't
Or that
do
meme of Andrew Luck crying, and it says when you found out she went to Arizona State. He's on top form this season.
Yes,
He did a video.
is.
He had a video this morning. It was top 15 most impactful quarterback injuries.
Oh.
And he got to the Tom Brady 2008 when he goes, American hero Bernard Pollard broke Tom Brady's leg.
Yes. I still remember when that happened.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
American hero
And
Bernard Pollard.
Am I the only one who hates that graphic when CBS like goes to commercial or whatever, scores a touchdown? It looks too much like a video game. I hate it.
I feel like you're playing one of these generic ass Maddens we've gotten for the last 5 years.
Well,
that all
yeah,
look
like
the
I was
same.
about to ask, wait, are you playing Madden? And then I was like, no, wait, no, you're watching a game.
We're watching a game.
Ugh.
This is real life.
Oh, I hate that so much.
So I was telling them this morning I've become obsessed with Macho Man Randy Savage walking to the ring to wrestle DDP, and he's talking to himself and Elizabeth while he's walking out there. Let's do it! DDP goes down! Here's what I'm thinking tonight. In fact, I think we're going to have a party after this. Free Slim Jims for everybody. What do you think of that? And Liz goes, I love it. Oh, yeah, I like it. Come on, let's go do the thing. If only I could find the ring. He's like muttering to himself, saying he can't find the ring. No problem, I like it. Let's do the thing. He sucks. Last week.
I mean, come on.
I was begging for Heineke at halftime. I was begging for Heineke.
He doesn't have no experience.
Now that's a start. That's like more productive than we were all last week until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, literally to the fourth quarter.
Our run game is steadily. We just couldn't pass block. I hope that, and you know what? I took a step back and said, I hope it's just because it was Brian Burns and that we don't actually suck. I think it was just Brian Burns. I think it was just Brian Burns because that O-line should be good. There's Pro Bowlers all over it. It's the best O-line we've had in forever.
I can't think of the last good
2017.
I was actually going to say 2017.
That man's dangerous.
That's James Robinson.
That was Bijan.
Bijan.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, there's so many Robinsons that are in that.
Yeah, and we're going to draft them all.
Yeah, I know, right? When is Cordell Patterson?
He's going to be back in the next couple of weeks, they say. So then we'll have a return guy. Because now he's just going to be return guy and part-time wide receiver. Yeah.
Or at least that's the hope anyway, unless, you know, Algier or Robinson decides to get hurt.
Yeah. Hey, that's not good.
Kane got hit.
Yeah,
Got hit.
yeah. Good job, Pitts. Pitts playing the role of Julio Jones, turning into the best safety in the league. I've never seen anybody go from elite wide receiver to greatest safety of all time in 2 seconds like Julio. The way he runs down and kills people.
Yes, because he knows he has to.
Kenny Clark, number 97 for the Green Bay Packers.
Well,
They call him the most consistent D lineman.
Clark get a hold of his arm.
Penetration that he's getting going right up the gut against the rookie.
I guess he got hit while trying to throw, and that's why.
First of all, you're throwing to Jonnu Smith. That's your first mistake.
I mean, he was surrounded by Packers.
Yeah.
Come on, Desmond. You should know better than that.
Ritter didn't show me anything last year or in the first game this year, but I'm obviously not like done with him yet. But I know Heineke's better. Is the thing.
Ritter doesn't have no experience, and the ceiling is a lot higher for him than it is Heineke.
Probably.
Excellent field position for Love and the Packers following the takeaway. Here's Dunn.
They don't have Jones or Christian Watson today. Yeah, they don't have Aaron Jones or Christian Watson.
Fuck, that means they should be food then.
You would think. Dobbs is really good.
penalty, and then they were hurt by a couple of penalties of their own.
Now, I loved how the Packers looked last week, but we all know the Bears are garbage.
Yes.
But I do like how the Packers looked last week.
I just love how it reinforced the meme that Green Bay owns the city of
And reinforced the fact that I've known all along is that Justin Fields ain't that guy.
No, he needs to be switched to wide receiver.
Big deal. He runs fast. Get in there. Yeah, Packers going backwards again. Red helmets.
Yeah, I know you really like
I prefer the red helmets.
Watching the Falcons defense, the way that they flow, they go fast and they don't waste any time.
I think if anything else, the NFC South is going to be a fucking bloodbath between the Panthers, Falcons, and maybe the Saints.
I like the Bucks a little better than the Panthers, but that's only after 1 week. Oh, yeah. That was fast. Woo! God, don't tease me. Tell me we've got good defense now. We've had one good defense in a decade, 2017. 2017, the defense was legit. I miss those Devondre Campbell, Keanu Neal, and Deion Jones days. And Vic Beasley somehow being a beast for 2 seasons and then becoming an absolute meme.
Oh, come on. You don't miss Dante Robinson literally becoming a contract killer.
Meanwhile, Brent Grimes was on the same team when it came time to pay him. Nope. And Grimes was awesome.
Grimes is very underrated.
There was a year, God, I want to say it was 2011, maybe it was 2010. We had like 3 of the top 6 interception leaders. We had Brent Grimes, William Moore, and Thomas DeCoud. All had like 6 or 7
annoying
hits.
as fuck.
Yeah, because the Falcons, they did 2 things. They used to rush the passer well in those days, and they got takeaways. But you could dice them up over the middle if you wanted to back then. So yeah, they were irritating. They just get a lot of takeaways. And like 2016, you look back at 2016, it's like, wow, the Falcons were 28th overall. But if you cut the season in half and look the last 8 weeks, they were actually really good, and that carried through the playoffs all the way till about, I don't know, 5 minutes to go in the third quarter of the Super Bowl. But they were blowing people out with defense.
Yeah, you guys were.
Yeah.
Again, it was very annoying.
There was like a 6-week stretch. Fucking Panthers twice, the Saints got blown out, Rams, 49ers, and then they go in the playoffs and murder Seattle and Green Bay. So that was fun. That was a fun couple of months because it was so easy. You just turn on the game and know we're probably scoring 40 today.
Yeah, because your guys' defense would hold up and then you could run the ball whenever you want.
Defense got really good at the end of that year. And Trufant wasn't even playing. He got hurt in like week 12 or something against Tampa Bay.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Beyond.
Because he was Pro Bowl caliber at the time.
I like Desmond Trufant a lot.
He shut down Odell Beckham every time we played. He locked his ass up.
I was a fan of True.
Yeah.
I miss him.
Falcons here and there. It's so funny how they haven't had consistently great defense. But if you look here and there, oh, look at that stud. Look at that stud. And they were either never healthy at the same time or left before the next one got there. But the Falcons, you're like, Deion Jones was awesome. Keanu Neal was fucking awesome.
I'm glad we fucking have Deion.
Devondre Campbell is still awesome with the
Packers.
Packers.
Yes.
Trufant was great. Robert Alford was a ball hawk.
I liked Robert Alford.
Vic Beasley led the league in sacks once. Somehow.
Yes, he did. I don't know how either.
Grady Jarrett's one of the top 3 defensive tackles
like
still
Grady
to this day.
I've always liked Grady.
So how the fuck have we had shit defenses? It's because the edge rushers suck.
Normally.
That's been
you
it.
You guys don't have a lot of pressure.
We have been dead last in sacks for the better part of 5 years. Like, it's
Yeah.
been not even close. Like, it's us and the next best team's like 20 sacks ahead or something.
Which means you guys have to obviously blitz and players when you want sacks.
Yeah. You see what Dan Quinn can do in Dallas when he has a lot to work with. Oh my God. Like, I'm sorry for everything I ever said to you, Dan Quinn, because that defense he's got there, it's like a Seattle defense.
I mean, really, it's just Michael Parsons. That's really all it is. It's Michael Parsons. He was the piece that was missing.
The Cowboys' offense could have taken a shit at the 50-yard line on every drive last week, and they'd have still won 40-0.
I thought it was hilarious. I love like watching the highlights and shit, but it was sad what Dallas did to New York.
Yeah, that Daniel Jones contract's really going to pay off, New York.
Yeah, I know, right?
You know, just because he's a starting caliber quarterback doesn't mean he should be paid like a franchise guy.
Even I knew that was a mistake.
Like Barry Buckner says, diehard Eagles fan, I hope the Giants keep Daniel Jones for another decade because it's 2 easy wins a year and you know it. If they can't run the ball, they're fucked. Stephen A. Smith this week called the Giants Saquon Barkley and a bag of chips. He said that's all they got. That's all they are, and that's all they'll ever do. Mediocre to mid defense, and they've got Barkley. That's it. What was that camera work? Hey, not again. Let's not do that again. Please. Don't Kadarius Toney me, please. Oh.
By the way, yeah, that was also just an anomaly. Kadarius Toney dropping 3, obvious.
He was all right with them last year, so I was like,
yeah, it was weird. It was hilarious.
well, damn, bro, they're really leaning on you tonight with no Kelsey. This is what you're doing?
Yeah, and he was always wide the fuck open. Like,
Yeah, he was getting open.
Yes.
He was the only one.
Yes. Anybody could have made those catches.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Made Eric Ebron look like Chris Carter last week. Oh, wow. Now that's the fucking Ritter I like. That's a cannon. Don't mind me. I'm just secretly hoping for a Matt Ryan reunion if this all goes bad. I think Matt can still play with this offense.
He could probably play.
Elway had 2 really solid years as a washed-up old man with Denver. I think Matt Ryan's got that in him. My opinion. I was telling the Jets, you know what? Don't with your offensive line, do not sign Matt Ryan. I know they probably thought about it, but with your O-line, don't do it. You killed Aaron Rodgers in 4 fucking plays because your O-line's so bad. That was all O-line. And the thing is, the Bills aren't even a big-time pass rushing team, and they looked like the 85 Bears against the Jets Monday night on the defensive line. They looked unreal. I'm like, man, the Jets have problems. They can run the ball, and they are loaded, but that offensive line is so bad. I think Dallas might wreck their ass 40-0 today.
Oh, it's going to be worse than 40.
It could get ugly because it's Zach Wilson. No disrespect. I don't think he's a total scrub,
I do.
but he's not going to carry a team. Everything's got to be perfect.
He didn't even carry BYU.
He really didn't.
No, he did not.
I,
Defensive running game carried his ass. He only had 1 good year at BYU.
with his athleticism and arm, he has what it takes to manage a game and make some plays, but still Monday night he was doing the same shit he did all of last year.
Yeah, pretty much.
He cleaned it up in the 4th quarter when it mattered, but he was basically Tim Tebow before that.
Pretty much.
Because Garrett Wilson had nothing going on until the 4th quarter.
Nope.
Go Bears! Falcons are running all over the Packers. I'm glad we're at least consistent about this. I gave the Panthers such a good shot last week. I didn't think we'd run so easily on them. I didn't see that.
These guys did either, but we were inept on offense and we had 2 big-time interceptions.
Bruh. Rule number 96. Aim. Shannon Spaker. We had a NASCAR race? Speaking of which, Denny won last night. And Bubba made it to the next round of playoffs. And Logano and Harvick are eliminated. Boomers are in shambles that Bubba eliminated Harvick and Logano. Yeah. Bubba was last one in, first one out. He won't make it to the next round. Wrong.
What if he does?
He did.
I mean, yeah, what if he does?
Yeah.
And he
I
did.
told everybody he would. Patriots play the Dolphins tonight. I'm really intrigued by that.
I picked Dolphins.
I like the Dolphins, but I wonder if Belichick can frustrate them. Because he did the Eagles. Like, we know the Patriots are average at best and still give elite offenses shit. No matter what. You will struggle against New England. You will not. I don't see Tua throwing for 466. If he does, God bless you.
No,
I like
that
you,
ain't gonna
Tua.
happen, no. But at the same time, Mac Jones sucks.
That's the thing. The offense is bad.
Yes.
Even when Jones plays well. Slide. Actually, no, don't slide. Get hurt so I can get Heineke in there. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, don't be wishing
kidding.
that, 'cause you'll get it.
I kid, as Trump the Insult Comic Dog says. I kid. Remember when Trump the Insult Comic Dog confronts Jennifer Lopez at the VMAs and goes, J-Lo, please, let me sniff your butt. And she's like trying not to laugh. He goes, no, you don't understand. For a dog, that's like climbing Mount Everest.
Yeah, for real.
Hut, hut. Hut, hut, hut. Hut, hut, hut. NFL Blitz. Ain't that what that's from? Hut, hut, hut. Hut, hut, hut.
Can you believe it? Kyle Pitts is being targeted.
And he didn't have to wait till the fourth quarter to get a catch.
I know, right? This is incredible.
Just shy of the marker.
I'm not saying force the ball to people, but when you actively look back and say they're not even using him half the time, it makes me insane.
And the same thing happens with Drake London when he's...
Yes!
It's the same thing.
J.C. Horn went out, and I'm like, ooh, here we go, Drake London time. No.
No. I mean, honestly, looking back at last week, I don't even remember if Drake London played. I don't.
Didn't have any catches. Pitts had 2 big catches, but that was it.
Yeah, like you would think.
God, that dude in space is unreal.
Bijan is really...
I kind of mocked the draft pick, even though I liked it because I know he's good. I'm like, oh, great, another running back, just what we need. But apparently,
I mean, I still would have picked Jahmyr Gibbs because he gives you a different...
maybe the Falcons are onto something that the NFL teams and GMs keep forcing running backs out every 4 to 6 years. So we're like, let's just load up on them so we have depth so when we can just drop one, the next one will take up the most carries, you know. Maybe that's the strategy. That's got to be. Just pile up running backs in the draft because there's good ones coming out. You get them young, and then you don't have to pay them. Get that block. Get that block. Ah!
Damn.
Don't do the Justin Jefferson / Derek Carr and fumble through the end zone.
Yeah, don't do that. So, yeah, I'm not the only one who sees Justin Jefferson.
You think Ritter's ceiling is Andy Dalton? I agree. That's not a bad ceiling, though. Andy Dalton was a good quarterback.
He was good.
Yeah, so I'll take that.
Off's a good bid.
I'll take that with this running game and this defense. Give me an Andy Dalton circa 2014, you know. So I'm with you on that.
And Ritter's more athletic in a
He's probably a more mobile Andy Dalton.
He is, yeah.
I can live with that if we play defense like we have and run the ball like we have.
Absolutely.
Thank you. We both raised our arms like, hello.
Okay.
Mugging the man. Not mugging him, but it was interference. So, the Vikings suck.
Yeah.
Last year, they were just lucky all year. Hell, they sucked last year. They were just explosive on offense. That's it.
They were.
That's literally it. And Kirk Cousins, to his credit, is remarkably clutch. I don't get why he gets all the fucking blame. He's good. He was good Thursday. They turned the ball over 4 fucking times and didn't stop the run. He was good. He was fine.
But somehow that's Kirk's
Oh, it's always his fault.
Always.
Always. AKA Matt Ryan. Always your fault. Run! Oh!
Which he can do.
Bruh. The hesitation's killing me.
I don't know. Maybe that was a smart choice, though.
Throwing it away after he hesitated to run was the right call. So my plan today is I'm going to stream this game, not stream Cowboys Jets, and then stream Dolphins Patriots tonight. That's my plan. I told them I never get to stream Falcons games because they've just not been worth streaming for the last couple of years, but I'll give them a shot. I'll give them a shot now.
I mean, it's a good football game.
Yeah. I like both these teams.
Defensive struggle.
I think the Packers are still as good as they were the last couple of years.
I like the Packers defensively because I love Jair Alexander.
Yeah, he's awesome.
We usually do our bread and butter is the run game. I love to have Smith back here at the fullback position. Bring over Jonnu Smith.
Falcons, one of the only teams that still has a true fullback.
I can't think of another team that actually has a legit.
Do the Ravens still have their guy? I can't even remember.
I can't remember.
I didn't
know
watch them
the
last week.
49ers do.
Yes, Juszczyk is a fucking stud.
I love him.
Big Mike Allstott energy. Why? Why? Just why? What are we, the fucking Seahawks? Go for it. Yes, I'm going to be that stubborn this early. Go for
No,
it.
I mean, I don't disagree with the call. So what? You don't convert the fourth?
Yeah, they started to
goal,
one.
Look at where they're at.
We got a pretty good defense now. I want to cautiously, optimistically say that I actually have confidence we'll get the ball.
I mean, I would be confident too. What? Jordan Love's supposed to drive 99 yards down the field? I don't think so.
So are you a Bryce Young fan? I forget. Not really. I think he's too small.
Kind of. I mean,
Big Kyler energy, but not quite as good as Kyler. You know?
Kyler, he brings a lot of shit onto him.
This better be a read option.
Why not?
Hey! Nah, it's on us. Kick the field goal. Fuck it.
Gonna have to.
Kick the fucking field goal.
Trying to draw the Packers offside. Yeah, exactly.
What are you going to get them offsides for? You're going to gain an inch? The fuck is the point of that?
I don't know.
Have you ever seen the clip of Belichick? I can't remember who he's bitching at. It's Belichick. He's mic'd up at Patriots training camp. And he's telling the defensive lineman that he's talking to, he's like, look. He goes, jump off sides. So fucking what? Well, they're going to get an inch. If you're on the goal line, try to get a head start. Nobody cares if you jump off sides because they're not going to gain anything. So when you're on the goal line playing defense, play aggressive. Jump. If they call it, so what? You literally don't lose anything. They're already on the fucking goal line.
He's right.
Yeah. I know the narrative now is that Belichick's been a crappy coach all along. It was Tom Brady. And I'm like,
No.
go look at Brady's numbers in some of those Super Bowls they won. He played like ass. Both Rams Super Bowls, he sucked ass. The first Eagles Super Bowl, he sucked ass. The Panthers, he sucked ass for the first 3 quarters.
And the Patriots literally were going to lose until John Casey gave them the
Kick the
ball.
fucking ball out of bounds. So kiss my ass with the old, Belichick was never good.
Yes, he is.
He made the Browns a fucking playoff team. Mm-hmm. And then they said, oh, by the way, moving to Baltimore, you're fired. And suddenly that's his fault, you know. And the Giants in the 80s and 90s, as soon as Belichick left, what happened? Fell off the face of the fucking earth. The Giants, since Belichick left, have been one of the worst teams in the NFL outside of 2 seasons. And they just so happened to win the Super Bowl both those seasons. They've had, I can count their good seasons on one fucking hand. 2006, 7, 8, 11.
Mm-hmm.
And people will say 16, but they were so overrated in 16. Just like they were last year. So I don't count last year either. They were so fucking... The Vikings and the Giants last year, I'm like, frauds. Both of you are frauds.
And it got proven.
Yeah. It just so happened they managed to play each other, so one of them had to win.
Exactly.
So we all knew they were frauds.
Oh, I knew the Vikings were frauds because they were Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
That's it.
And now they don't run the ball. Gee. If only they had a certain running back. What was his last name?
I think
Cook.
Chef
Yeah, that guy.
Cook? Yeah, him.
If only they still had that. Maybe they could have ran for more than 17 fucking yards against the Eagles
Why
Thursday
would
night.
you get rid of him? Why?
Because running backs are interchangeable. And look, I agree with that in theory, but
Not for Minnesota.
really not for Minnesota. That Madison guy is not that good, I don't
He's
think.
okay.
Good
but
power back, but
He was a good spell for Cook. That's it.
yeah. So yeah, they got their run defense got humiliated because the Eagles' offense, in my opinion, is struggling. But they caught on to that run, and the Vikings couldn't stop it, and it made the Eagles look confident because the Eagles sucked for 3 quarters against New England.
Yes.
The last 3 quarters, they were awful.
Mm-hmm.
They got lucky and got the 2 turnovers first and put them up 16-0, and then they win the game by 5.
Yep.
So the Eagles, they come taking a step back. I like Dallas to
I knew
win
they
that
were going
division.
to.
Call me crazy. Might be Dallas this year.
I think it's going to be.
The NFC is really weak.
I didn't believe in Philly last year, and I don't believe
Outside of the 49ers and the Eagles, tell me a team that's better than Dallas in the NFC. You can't.
Not right.
And I'm a Cowboys hater, but I'm also realistic enough to say they're fucking good.
I like Michael Parsons.
If Dak doesn't lead the league in interceptions, they'll be really good. How you lead the league in picks and you miss 5 games? That's some Eli Manning, Brett Favre shit right there.
I don't know. How did he do that?
In a year where Baker Mayfield was sucking dick on a football field for the Carolina Panthers.
Yes, he was. Granted, that wasn't all his fault. But yes,
No, it wasn't all his fault because he went to the Rams and did some good things, and he's doing good with Tampa right now. We're only 2 weeks in, but I'm like, you go, Baker. I hate Tampa, but you're solid. I still like Baker. The Browns quit on him
yeah.
for whatever reason. He's a dick, I know, but they quit on him. It's one thing to be a dick; it's another thing to be a dick and play bad. But he was hurt all of 2021. So
He was. Yes, he was.
what a snag! That fucking Dobbs has his hands.
And he's fast as fuck.
Yeah, his hands are unbelievable.
Me and Tam have talked about Romeo Dobbs. Tam knew he was going to be good before nobody knew who he was.
They're going to be fun when they get Watson and Jones healthy.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, NFC is 3 fucking teams.
But right now, yes.
49ers, Cowboys, and I'll still say the Eagles. They're defending NFC champs, and they're loaded. They'll get it right, in my opinion. They'll solidly make the playoffs and be a threat again.
I think they'll make the playoffs again.
49ers will roll their fucking ass this time. I promise you.
Oh, I do too.
Like last year, I think the 49ers maybe would have won. But
If
this
they
time,
had
they'll
a
roll them.
quarterback,
Yeah, if the Eagles keep playing like they are and they play the 49ers, see ya. 49ers ain't going to be stopped by anybody. And what I love, the Cowboys-49ers rivalry is real. They've played in the playoffs 2 fucking years in a row, and they're both top of the NFC right now.
It's not just a 90s myth. No, it's actually.
Yeah, I love it because they've played in the playoffs 2 years in a row.
It's fun. I mean, you know,
I said that's how it should be.
2 legacy NFC franchises, you know.
That
Just have a rivalry.
hilarious. I like what Barry McCockiner said. He said the 49ers, you're literally just the Cowboys, but you actually win the championship game occasionally. That's what he was roasting all the NFL teams. Yeah, you're just the Dallas Cowboys, but you actually win the NFC championship every now and then.
Hey guys, so I talked to Calais Campbell this week and I asked him about A.J. Dillon. The 6-time Pro
Oh,
Bowler
my
said
God.
this. He said A.J. Dillon is
3rd and 1.
struck. He said every time you hit him, you're going to feel it. He
That
said,
game is slower than I thought it would be.
and you do not want to go
The
on
Jags
that
and
run.
Chiefs.
People forget Patrick Mahomes is not always money.
He has to get heated up. He has to get hot. He's almost like Cam. If he gets on a hot streak, that's when he looks unreal.
But there are times when Patrick does look very vulnerable.
Yes. Just starts throwing it up and doing stupid shit. He's talented enough to get away with it.
Well, that may have, you know, some good skill.
Eh.
Oh,
Damn, we fucking fell for that, didn't we? Ted Musgrave. I'm kidding. That's an old NASCAR driver from the 90s. Ted Musgrave. He drove the 16 car before Biffle. And had one really good year. Didn't win any races, but in like 97, he was like 6th in the standings or something. It was like, Ted Musgrave? Fucking. You look back and you're like, yeah, okay, Jeff Gordon, okay, Mark Martin, Burton, Dale Earnhardt, Ted Musgrave. That's like that time it was like, Jimmy Johnson, Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, Juan Pablo Montoya. 2009, ladies and gentlemen. Montoya looked like an elite driver for a year. And he is, in my opinion. Yeah! Anyemata's made, he almost had a pick earlier. He hit Jordan Love's ball. That thing shot up 30 yards in the air. And I'm like, how did we not intercept that fucker? It hung up in the air for an eternity. That was on the first drive. Should have had a pick. Grady Jarrett supremacy. Grady Jarrett supremacy.
A little Aaron Rodgers, right? And you can take it back another person to Brett Favre, right? That's
Aaron
who
Rodgers
we've never seen have those little
says
could not.
if the Jets make the AFC Championship, he plans on playing.
I think about the earliest he could come back is somewhere in the playoffs.
See, because look, the Achilles is the most devastating injury, but we saw Cam Akers come back in 5 fucking months. Terrell Suggs came back in like 6. It can be done, but Aaron Rodgers is 39 years old
He is.
and not half the athlete that Cam Akers is, as great as Rodgers is.
He doesn't have the superhuman genes that T. Sizzle does.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I think the Jets are good enough to get divisional round. Possibly. Even without Rodgers, they're good enough. They are loaded.
They got the offense. They got the defense. I like it.
That game Monday night made me go, man, I'm so sad Rodgers got hurt.
Me too.
Because the Jets are the real deal. Damn.
brought down inside the 20-yard line. On 3rd and 10, Love picks up 24. Now,
That was so depressing because I'm like, look how good the Jets are.
Me too.
They're handling the Bills' ass without him.
I couldn't. I just couldn't believe he tore his Achilles. I couldn't believe it.
Somebody 3 hours before the game, I shit you not, tweeted, wow, we're only 3 hours away from Aaron Rodgers tearing his Achilles on a rain-soaked, shitty MetLife turf. And people are like, haha, funny, and then it happened. Time traveler. He called the shit. Reminds me of that guy that tweeted in the middle of 2016, LOL, I had a dream that Nick Foles came back to the Eagles and beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. A year and a half before it happened. Guy actually said that.
Subway
I was like, do you write for The Simpsons or something? Like, are you psychic? Third and 2 Jags. I've not been paying attention to this game because I'm all wrapped up in Atlanta. When Atlanta's playing, I can't watch 2 games at once.
Against New Orleans.
Yeah. And the Browns are in the other game.
Well, that's going to give me a stress.
Let's make America suffer by having to watch the Browns and the Steelers.
Well, I think it could be good, but not worthy of a primetime game, though. No.
Steelers could be great if they ditched that shitty OC they got.
Matt Canada sucks.
He's so bad.
Very bad. I feel bad for you, Tree. Very bad for you.
Remember when he's screaming about the Browns beating their ass in the playoffs? There you go! 27 to fucking nothing! Way to go! Good job! Go home and fuck your wives tonight! You've earned it!
Oh, Tree.
I thought Tree was the funniest till Barry came along. I started watching his shit, and just the way he throws a joke out there like that and moves on. He was like still laughing at what he said
love Barry
5 minutes ago.
I watch my Barry and my Tree. I gotta watch them both.
I'm hanging up. No offense to Aaron Hernandez.
I still can't believe you said that. You can't say that, Barry. No.
And in this game, the Green Bay Packers secondary got roasted. No offense to Anakin Skywalker or Mustafar. That was a good one.
Yes, it was. Yes, I loved it. Yes.
So, you got to watch episode 5 of Ahsoka because it's like a live-action Clone Wars episode, and Hayden Christensen's Anakin from Clone Wars era, and
Very
it's
good.
perfect. It is fucking perfect.
So where does Hoska take place within the timeline?
It's after Return of the Jedi and after the Mandalorian. And
Shit, so
if you remember at the end of Return of the Jedi, when Anakin's Force Ghost appears, it's young Anakin and he's been redeemed. Well, he comes to visit her, and it's Anakin from Revenge of the Sith, but he's post Return of the Jedi. So it's like young Anakin, but aware of everything that's happened and gone on. And he's like, I'm here to complete your training. And he takes her through and tries to teach her lessons.
So Hoska is kind of like
Ahsoka.
new shit for Star Wars.
Yeah, she was in the Clone Wars cartoon. This is the first time she's been live action. She was Anakin's Padawan during the Clone Wars that we never saw except for in the cartoon. Yeah.
I knew there was some kind of connection.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what.
So the Star Wars timeline is stitched together with fucking masking tape.
Yes.
But the Clone Wars is canon, and in between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, that all happened, and Ahsoka was his Padawan. And just before Revenge of the Sith, conveniently, because they had to retcon that shit, they get separated. When Anakin falls to the dark side, she's on Mandalore, fighting the Mandalorians where Darth Maul has taken over a subsection of the Mandalorians, and she's on that planet when Anakin goes ape shit and kills everyone.
And then she's able to, hide away.
Yeah, she survives Order 66 because she wasn't anywhere near all the shit going on. Convenient, right?
Yeah, I know. Right?
Man, there's a lot of Order 66 survivors coming out now.
Yeah, I know, right? When all of them were supposed to be dead.
Well, you think about it, they're like, okay, so in a theoretically infinite universe, there's got to be millions of Jedi.
Right.
If they killed 6 million, it's not out of the realm of possibility that a few 100,000 are left,
Yes, this is
Maybe, because the universe, the galaxy's a big fucking place. They're not going to be able to get everybody. And she wasn't there.
That and she was his Padawan.
She was very powerful, too.
She would know how to avoid
God damn, man, we can't get off the field all of a sudden. Raiders, Bills. Boy, that looks like a fun time. Unironically, that looks like a fun time.
Actually, yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Spotted back at the 10-yard line. Very interesting. I thought he got the first down.
Wow, they spotted him short.
And they're going to hurry.
I disagree, and I'm a Falcons fan.
QB sneak or that's what they did. Smart job by Matt LaFleur. He made
Arthur Smith had to call a timeout.
Smith was sending in defensive.
I can't get a read on whether or not I like Arthur Smith.
Me either.
I've just literally seen no improvement in this team through the first 2 years he's been there.
I can't tell, what his overall.
Product of Derrick Henry or actually underrated offensive mind. Maybe that's why he's trying to draft every running back under the sun, because one of them will be an eighth of the running back that Derrick Henry was.
Instantly
It
appears
is.
your account. Like magic.
Yeah.
It's magic.
But he's like, give me them all, baby.
That's too much magic.
I need my Derrick Henry. We're going to find one one of these days.
Want to turn $5 into 200 instantly in bonus bets? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app because life's more
Jags in the red zone.
The crown is yours.
Why are the Jags moving the ball on the freaking Chiefs?
Jags are out for blood. I want that hoodie.
Are you serious, Richie?
What?
He muffed a punt.
That's why they're down there. Nice.
Come on, Richie. I like
Did you see Barry give Desmond Ridder his Tom Brady of the Week award last week for playing like shit and getting a bailout? Said the Tom Brady check down of the week goes to the touchdown to Bijan Robinson from Desmond Ridder. We're going to be here all day. Give them the first down. I think they got it.
I would assume.
It looked like a first to me, and they ruled it a whole ass yard short. So, Anakin comes to visit Ahsoka when she's had a near-death experience. And he's like, I'm here to finish your training. She's like, well, what's the lesson? And he says, live or die. And he pulls out a lightsaber. And they kind of duel it out. And he knocks her down, and she falls. And when she hits the ground, she's a little kid like she was in the Clone Wars cartoon. And they're in the middle of the Clone Wars. And you see Anakin with his short hair from the Clone Wars, and he's dressed like he was in the cartoon. And she's like, this is the Clone Wars. And he goes, yeah, no kidding. And she's like, why are we here? And he's like, you tell me. And she's basically revisiting the past and all the regrets she has because her time with the Jedi Order was literally just in the Clone Wars. And she feels like she was responsible for so many deaths of all those clone troopers that were on their side. And then at one point, she's taken to the Battle of Mandalore. And Anakin wasn't there, but he walks up behind her and goes, I don't remember this. And she's like, yeah, you weren't here. Because that's why he was killing everyone. And I can't remember exactly how it goes, but at one point Anakin just goes, you have learned nothing, and walks away from her. And he says, I told you, live. And when he pulls his lightsaber out, it's red. And he turns around, and he's got the yellow eyes. It's like, live or die. And he's Darth Vader now, but without the suit. And she has to fight him.
Fuck me.
And
I wouldn't want to.
she disarms his lightsaber and holds it to his throat, and she says, I choose to live. And he closes his eyes, and when he opens up, he's Anakin again. And he's like, you got it. And like that's her lesson. She has to choose to live and forget about the shit that happened with him,
Or die
Yeah.
and venture over.
because
to
she
the
regrets
dark
that she wasn't there when he turned to the dark side. That's her regret. And he's like, you can't worry about me. It's my fault. What I did. And he's fully aware of what he did. He's like, it was my fault. And it's the first time we've seen Hayden Christensen Anakin talk about Luke, because at one point she says, I will not fight you. And he goes, yeah, I've heard that before. Because remember, Luke's like, I will not fight you, father.
Yes, yes.
And Hayden, just seeing Hayden Christensen as Anakin acknowledge that, I'm like, hey, that's cool as hell.
I've heard that before.
And he says, yeah, I've heard that before.
AJ Dillon slips.
So good. Just a live action Clone Wars episode,
I
basically.
actually might watch Ahsoka because it's actual like shit that I care about.
Yes.
And it seems really, really good.
Episode 5 is one of the best Star Wars things I've ever seen. I'm just like, wow, we got Anakin again for a whole episode.
It's like he's
And people are going to have to live with the fact that Hayden Christensen's fucking awesome as Anakin.
Yes.
He's fucking great.
Yes, he is.
People can live with it.
I've always liked
We've
him.
known it all along.
Always liked him.
And he looks amazing. They barely had to de-age him. Like, you can tell they had to de-age him a little bit, but not really.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, they should have really had help him out a little bit.
They put him in his fucking Revenge of the Sith black Jedi shit and did his hair up like it was in that movie.
That's awesome.
And it looks just like he did back then.
That is awesome. I'm just happy that he was willing to come back.
Yeah, I can't believe that. After the shit he went through,
Yeah,
to come back.
all the shit he went through.
all the shit he took. And now he says he's just so fucking happy. He's like, I will play Anakin anytime you want. He's like, I want to do more Anakin stuff, more prequel stuff.
Yeah, because he never really got to do anything.
Yeah. Some people are like, just do the whole Clone Wars show again, but live action. Have him do it.
And he probably
Yeah.
would.
Oh, he said he'd be down for it anytime. Same for Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan. You know, he came back recently. And he's like, dude, I'm so back. I love this. I want to do this again. Liam Neeson was Qui-Gon again in the Obi-Wan show at the end. It was like,
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, Liam Neeson did not get much time with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Damn it.
he shows up at the end of the Obi-Wan show. And I'm like, oh, now you made me want a season 2.
You know what? Yeah, I think I'll have to watch me some.
Watch Obi-Wan.
And
Oh, if you love the prequels, the Obi-Wan show will be the greatest experience of your fucking
that's
life.
what I prefer.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, the older I get, me too. They're more exciting.
They have more action.
The original trilogy, it's just because, like, in the 70s, they didn't have all the special effects and all that shit. So it was things were slower, and they're just a little more dull at times. But the fucking prequels are just like,
You get
action.
action if you want it.
yes, some of it looks like shit, but it was late 90s CG. What do you want?
Yeah, I mean, come on. Oh shit. Who the fuck is Jaden Reed? But damn, my God.
To watch your defense get fucking run on like that.
Let's see if he got in, Kenny.
Oh, good grief, just give it to him.
AJ Terrell misses it. Caden Ellis
Yeah, he got in.
steps on the foul line while
Yeah,
he's
normally
inbounds.
if you step on the pylon, that's it.
They're going to get that boy killed.
And Ryan Nichols
Yes.
Oh,
concerned about this. I asked him
No, they're
what
literally
you
going to get him
want
killed
to see
because,
improvement from
you
last
know,
week, and he
have they learned nothing?
Jonathan Taylor got ran the fuck out of town because Ursay's a fucking dipshit.
Have the Colts learned nothing?
No, they haven't learned a damn thing.
The Chiefs had one bad offensive line, and we're like, fuck that, never again. We got Mahomes. And the Colts are just like, yeah, we'll manage.
That's literally what Ursay's saying. Oh, we got this. We got.
Yeah, we're
we got this.
fine.
It's all good.
How did Matt Ryan stay healthy his last few years in Atlanta? He only missed one game, and he was getting routinely just wrecked.
I don't think your guys' O-line's as bad as
Not as-
He's turned into.
Yeah, we were never that bad. 7-3 Green Bay. That was a disappointing series of events there.
On top, an 11-play drive. Jaden Reed to the end zone.
Blow me. Hey, how about Colorado? Is it too early to start begging for Dion to come save the Falcons?
Yes. Yes. Because I'm telling you, you're not going to want that circus. But for right now, playing teams that should beat them but end up not because they self-destruct, Colorado's doing pretty
I like how
well.
people are like, oh, they could make the playoffs. That'll never happen. Even if they go undefeated, they won't be put in the fucking playoffs.
Even if they do get in the playoffs, they'll be facing teams that are actually worth a fucking damn and will try
Yeah.
to kick them back out of the playoffs.
Right now, they're the best of the C teams, and that's
Pretty
good.
much.
The leap that they've taken from just being totally fucking irrelevant
Yes.
to being like, hey, they can just about beat anybody and hang with anybody on a good day. It's really
Yeah,
impressive.
You know, people being like, oh, yeah, they can totally do that, even though, no, they can't.
Punt return touchdown for Cincinnati.
Cincinnati knows how to score returns. Okay. I didn't know they had it in them. They never do.
Hey, I got a bone while I'm live on stream. Metallica, where's my box set of the 2 concerts I went to in Texas? It's taking forever. I ordered the recordings of the shows. Those were the best concerts I've ever been to. The 2 Metallica shows.
I mean, it's Metallica.
Fucking unreal
They
how
do it.
good
They
that
do it.
was. And I know they're fucking awesome. But wow. Both those shows.
And it sounded like the set lists were really fun, like every
Yeah.
night.
Both shows entirely different. That's the thing on this tour. They're doing 2 shows in each town, and you got to go to both nights because they're completely different. Which is awesome because that opens them up to be able to play shit like Orion, which they hardly play.
That's awesome.
They played Orion. They played the Call of Cthulhu.
Oh.
They played Cthulhu on the second show, Orion on the first. You know, you don't get bogged down by... Every band has the same kind of problem where it's
Well,
like,
yeah.
we got the songs we got to play, and we got like 5 that we can switch around, but we have like 10 that we have to fucking do. And even Metallica has to fall into that. It's like, Master of Puppets, 1, Enter Sandman, Nothing Else Matters, Sabbath, Truth, Seek, and Destroy. Like, kind of got to do
If
them.
I go to a show, why the fuck would I be... Why would I want to hear one?
I love
I'm
One.
not-
That's the one I don't get tired of.
I like One. No, I'm not saying
Yeah.
I don't like. I like it, but I'm trying to have fun at a show. I don't want to cry my eyes out into a freaking beer during a show.
They played One
on.
the second show. The last 2 songs of the last show were One and Enter Sandman, so they saved them for last.
Enter Sandman, I get.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
You gotta play Enter Sandman, but
It was they played Leper Messiah, which is like
Oh,
my
wow.
my favorite Metallica song.
Leper Messiah.
Yeah.
They played that.
Yeah, that's my favorite Metallica song. Period. It's so hard. When you say what's your favorite Kiss song, I'm like I don't really know. Metallica, I'm like Leper Messiah. It's the perfect fucking Metallica song.
I mean, I like Leper Messiah, but I just can't believe they played it.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
And then they played Dirty Window from Saint Anger. Saint Anger, and they didn't even play one of the popular songs from Saint Anger. They played a random one. One of my favorite ones from that album, but it's not one that's
I thought
played
they
that often.
flushed Saint Anger down the toilet.
They're bringing it back, motherfucker. They've been playing Frantic, Saint Anger, Dirty Window, All Within My Hands. They redid All Within My Hands. I don't know if you've heard All Within My Hands. It's fucking fast and like, All Within My Hands. It's about, being obsessed with control and loving someone. They took that, slowed it down, made it an acoustic song with the same lyrics and everything. And it goes from being Saint Anger, angry, I love you, goddammit, to I love you, and I'm so sad that you won't love me. It's so fucking strange.
I can't believe Metallica would do an acoustic song.
Yeah, All Within My Hands has been redone, and it's slowed down, and it's acoustic. And it's great. The chorus on the Saint Anger version is Kirk going, hate me now, and James is screaming, all within my hands. Now it's, hate me now. It's like, wow. The same lyrics and everything. And it's a totally different song when you slow it down. They've experimented with that before. There's a slow version of the Four Horsemen they did acoustically. They never released it on anything, but it's in a few live shows. And the Four Horsemen, as a fucking basically a country song, is awesome. Like, you remember that riff in the Four Horsemen? It goes, and they slow it down. And Kirk is playing a slide guitar, going, it's fucking sick. Wow, we're being productive. What's that? -10 on the strop? Go Bucks. Actually, go Bears. I mean, I root against the Bears because they suck so bad and people are in denial about how bad they suck. They're one of those teams right now. It's like the Browns in 2019 when everyone's like, they're ready. And I'm like, no, you're not. You suck. And then they suck because it was Baker's second year and people were hyped. I'm like, no. You're not ready yet. Bears, you suck. And people are in fucking denial about it.
I don't know why they're in denial.
Justin Fields got to take the next step forward.
He's a running back.
He sucks.
He's a running back and wide receiver. Whichever one you want to make him, just pick.
Okay. Throw it away. You should have flopped there. Get a flag. What are you doing?
I don't know if the LeBron James tactic.
Be more like Brady. You played like 2001 Tom Brady last week. Now I need you to pull a 2015, 2016 Brady and take a flop and draw a flag.
But it wouldn't work though.
Yeah.
We don't want him turning.
Oh, my face.
Oh my God.
I bet this is a draw or a screen.
Probably.
How much you want to bet? Wow, him motherfucker's letting it fly. Drake London.
Drake London's playing.
Way to prove me wrong on that. I was like, they'll puss out like they did on the Panthers last week when they were in field goal range and they just settled for the 3.
I honestly thought Drake London was on the injury report.
Gee, if only a certain Calvin Ridley wasn't a fucking quitter and bitch his way out of Atlanta by being a quitter and then a dumbass for gambling.
Yep.
To his credit, he did bet on us to beat the Saints, which we did when he gambled on us.
I mean, but still. You know,
So good for you.
good for you, but fuck you, Bob.
You bet on us to beat the Saints. We did. Hell yeah. That dude is unreal. He's got like Marshawn Lynch vision with early career D'Angelo Williams shiftiness.
Well, Oh, when he was coming out of high school, he was a 5-star running back, and you're seeing why.
I love that running back is generally the one position that translates most from college to NFL because there's really not that much difference. Like, yeah, the defensive linemen are better, the linebackers are faster, but it's not like playing receiver. Playing receiver is totally different in NFL.
Yes,
today.
it is.
It's absolutely fucking different.
It usually is.
Running back, you look at a good running back in college, you go, oh yeah, I'll take that. It's easy to pick a running back.
Like, for instance, D'Angelo Williams at Memphis.
That's why they see running backs as disposable. There's a million of them, and we can just grab any one with a good offensive line and probably do
That's what they
okay.
say anyway.
Yeah. Good tackle. It's hard to tackle him on the first fucking try.
I mean, it was quite Walker.
Yeah.
Huge, so yeah, he should be able to tackle him. But still.
That's impressive.
And another player that they're very high on is him. He had a nice interception for a touchdown last week. Very physical, up in the
Funny thing about the Metallica show, my friend Tash likes Metallica, hates the song Whiskey in the Jar. Metallica, and it's not even a Metallica song, it's a Thin Lizzy song.
it's a
that they play.
cover,
Yeah. And Metallica really hadn't played it much in a long time, and she was like, I'll be happy as long as they don't play Whiskey in the Jar. Guess what the third to last song was? I was like, I turned around and was like,
I mean, I love their version.
me too, I love it.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I love it. She's like, I'm so fucking sick of it, and the music video is so cringe. I'm like, I know the music video is cringe, but I love it. Oh, it's fucking lousy.
I want the songs. Give me songs.
And they played it, and I was like, wow. They usually only play that one in Europe. Those used to be like one of their go-tos in Europe. Because Thin Lizzy was bigger in Europe than they are here. And it's kind of a drinking song. So every time they'd go to Ireland, they would play Whiskey in the Jar. But now they're playing it here, and they played it when I saw them. Hey! Are you kidding me?
They didn't call that.
Is that karma for me saying he should have faked 2 plays before? Because then they actually do it and there's no fucking flag?
I think the football gods are punishing you for that.
Weak. The words of Cartman. Weak. Lame. Not cool. Yeah, dude, come on.
Yeah, he was out of bounds. No, that's definitely, whatever you want to call it.
Still in bounds. That's as close as you get, Kevin.
Yeah, make them burn a
Always
timeout.
call that shit. I'm surprised they didn't call it.
I think we're trying to just make them jump. And that, never works. But
No, because Cadence is a lost art for quarterback.
every now and then you'll catch a dumbass who'll jump in the neutral zone, like with Minnesota Thursday night when the Eagles made them and got them. I was like, ha.
But
you
this
guys
ain't the
suck.
early 2000s. Snap cadence and doing that stuff like that, that's a lost art for quarterbacks.
Yeah.
nowadays. And Desmond Ritter's not one of those quarterbacks.
Not yet, anyway.
Well, he wasn't at Cincinnati.
Bearcats!
Just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Speaking of guys from fucking Cincinnati that I'm not too high on anymore, John Moxley had an interesting interview recently. He said the last time he talked to Vince shook his hand and said, I know I took you for granted, and I'm sorry. I was like, wow, Vince is actually that self-aware.
Wow.
Because what were we screaming the entire time? It was exactly that. I'm like, they take him for granted. Just like they did with Rollins for a long time until this year. Like, you take these fuckers for granted. Because Ambrose ain't do anything. He's over. That's true.
That's only going to last.
But it's not going to make him happy, make him want to stay. And guess what? He left.
And overness is only going to last for so long.
Oh, Jesus. Why are you throwing at him?
Yeah, you don't throw to Jair.
I think the Jaguars just scored.
Yes.
Or no, they got a pick anyway.
Oh, they got a pick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they did get a pick. Patrick chucked the ball 50 yards in the double coverage.
That reeked of Matt Ryan to Tramon Williams in the 2010 playoffs. That play looked identical.
Why would you throw to Jair?
Ugh.
Why would you do that? Don't do that.
Don't. I'm not saying you can't try to get them sometimes, but that was just like staring down Drake London, and I'm going there.
That's any other time that'd have been a pick six.
Yeah, it was. That should have been.
Mm-hmm.
We got lucky
They
there.
got lucky.
So lucky.
Pat Mahomes didn't get lucky though.
Nah. I think the Chiefs will figure it out. I mean,
Probably.
they started out slow the last time they won the Super Bowl last year. They started out slow early in the year.
I
don't know what it is
I
with
don't
them.
expect the Jaguars.
Hell, the year before they started out slow because they lost to the fucking Raiders early in the season when Gruden was coaching the
Yes.
Raiders. So
Yes.
I don't know. And they lost to Tennessee that year early in the season. Didn't just lose to Tennessee, got their ass beat.
Hilariously,
Yeah.
yes.
You know, it's hard for me to say who's the worst team in the league, but I think Arizona and Tennessee are headed in that direction.
It's easily
Tennessee's not there yet, but Arizona's like,
I mean, Tennessee, their only claim is that they have King Henry, but Arizona don't have shit.
yeah. New England would be there if they weren't so good on defense.
Oh, yes.
Like-
Oh, yes.
What's funny is that Bill O'Brien coming back to be the OC is a massive improvement.
Yes, it
and
is.
that's sad.
Instead of having two defensive coordinators call your offense.
I think offensive guys do better calling defense. It's hard to take a defensive guy and make him an offensive guy.
But why would you hire Matt Patricia
For anything.
to be your OC? I can understand DC. I can understand that, fine, whatever. But why would he be your offensive coordinator? In what realm of reality would you trust him to hand the ball off to King Henry if he had the opportunity?
You can now get Sunday Ticket for $600 instead of $650.
On YouTube Premium.
I heard it's a lot better on YouTube, though, because you can have multiple screens going at once.
Oh, yeah, true.
And it is cheaper than it used to be. Because DirecTV was like, that'll be $1,000, please. It's like George Carlin talking about the invention of the flamethrower. He says, the government comes around, we would like to buy 5,000 of them, please. We would have some people we would like to throw flame on. Please give us 5,000 flamethrowers and paint them all dark brown. We wouldn't want anyone to see them.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
I miss him every day.
I watched some George Carlin like a while ago. I just loved it. They brought me back to when me and you used to watch him all the time.
Like his fucking food commercial. Homemade style, home-cooked quality goodness in a can. The way he changes it at the end, he goes, in a can.
I love how he can change his tone like that.
And he never laughs at his own jokes.
No, he does not.
He cracked up one time. He was talking about his dog humping his cat.
Yeah.
And he goes, so Mo humps Vern. He started losing it. It's the only time I've ever seen him laugh at his own joke.
And it was early him, too.
Yeah.
From like the 80s or so.
Yeah. Come on, Falcons. You're giving me anxiety. Although I did say I'd rather just get flat out beat than be in a close game and lose or blow a lead or something.
You're not wrong about that.
When you just get your ass beat, you have some time to prepare yourself. And by the time the fourth quarter rolls around, you're just like, yeah, not our day.
I mean, it usually puts you out of your misery early. And you're like, all right, we got blown the fuck out, whatever, I'll just change the channel.
Yeah.
Heartbreakers just suck shit.
Yeah.
What is that? Oh, that's not good. Hope that's not one of their corners.
I think it is. And bro.
To the Atlanta 48 game 5. This series is starting off just like the last drive. You have nice passes by Jordan Love. He's going to his guy, Romeo Dobbs, and then his legs, the athletic ability, able to keep moving him.
Jeremy Dog.
And as I said before, testing the edges, and they're getting there. You keep testing the edges, the defense starts to get tired. All of a sudden, you get a nice touchdown, and it feels like the same thing in this drive.
Look, I'm the drummer from Def Leppard.
Pass, you have some nice
One arm. Fuck. It's looking too easy. He's getting the ball out quick, and they're running the ball.
It's crazy. I would have never expected this from Jordan
Packers
Love.
doing it without their starting running back Aaron Jones, starting wide receiver Christian Watson, and two Pro Bowlers on the left side of the offensive line.
Yeah, and credit Matt LaFleur.
Before Metallica played Dirty Window, when I saw them at Texas from St. Anger, James goes, and now here's a song from your favorite album. And smiled. And I was like, oh, I know what's coming. It's like, I wonder what song it is. I know what album it's from. Yeah, here's a song from your favorite album.
I mean, I don't mind seeing anger, but why do not things at such a
My favorite thing on St. Anger is Lars, because his drumming is fucking unbelievable on that album.
It's like a freaking crackhead on stage.
It's just the snare drum that sounds like shit because he thought it sounded cool to turn the snare off.
You really don't.
Because, you know, you hit a normal snare, it goes like smack, smack, smack. You turn the snare off, it goes boom, boom, boom. It sounds like a fucking trash can. And he's like, wow, that sounds cool, and did a whole album with the fucking trash can snare.
Why did James let him do that?
I don't know why anybody in the band didn't step up and go, hey, can we turn the snare on? And they took so much shit for that album, despite the fact that it was a massive success. And there's a video of them in 2007 while they're working on Death Magnetic, and it's like, why is the new album taking so long? And Lars is talking about, the songs are a little more old school this time around. We've kind of gotten back to basics, gotten back to who we are. Remember to turn the snare on, all the important details. He looks right at the camera when he said that. Remember to turn the snare on. There's a video backstage. Somebody asked him about it because they didn't know. They go, how'd you get the snare sound on St. Anger? And the guy had a snare drum for Lars to sign. And Lars goes, it's simple. You take the switch here and you turn it off. Dum, 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 dum. And he goes, see? And he goes, I didn't realize when I was doing that I was going to throw the entire fucking balance of the universe off. But we thought it sounded cool. And then he goes, look, and he turns the snare on. Happy, smack, 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 smack. Mad, dun, 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 dun. Happy, sad, dun, 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 dun. He's such a smart ass. Remember to turn the snare on and all that.
Yeah, well, you know what, Lars? That was your fault, okay?
There's one interview where Kirk catches shit for using a wah pedal. Because every time Kirk plays like, wow, he hits the fucking pedal. And people are like, God, I wish Kirk would stop using the fucking pedal. And there's an interview with them in like the 90s when the Black Album would come out, and Kirk goes, yeah, when I'm using a wah pedal, and Lars goes, which is basically all the time. And Kirk is like,
I mean, I wouldn't hate it, but I don't know his fascination for it.
he loves the fucking wah pedal. I laugh at their current stage setup because their stage setup is really unconventional. It's a big circle in the middle of the building. And Kirk has wah pedals strategically placed in like every corner of the stage so he can just walk around the different wah pedals. I'm like, that's funny. You realize how much work that takes to set up that many fucking pedals around the stage? And Lars this time has 4 drum kits. 4 fucking drum kits, one in each corner that comes out of the stage so he can move around during the show. Yeah. 4.
They don't want to just leave him stationary?
Nah, because the stage is so big, he says he likes to be moved around.
Okay.
That's money. Oh. I thought that was money.
If that was Christian Watson, it would have been.
Probably. Or Dobbs, because Dobbs snagged one last week. That was a fade. That old Aaron Rodgers corner of the end zone deal. Zach Wilson threw a nice one, too, Monday. That's literally the Aaron Rodgers signature. Just the fade. That was a Rodgers throw. That should have been a touchdown. Terrell did a good job getting the arm. So it was well covered, but it was a great throw. Just the receiver let him down. All right, hold him to 3. Miss it. Fuck you. Lars in general catches shit for his drumming because he's kind of wild. He's not a traditional drummer by any stretch, but he's unique. It's what makes Metallica Metallica. Lars is so important. They were making Hardwired in the videos on YouTube, and finally the producer turns to Lars and goes, if you just play this fucking part right and get it done, we could all go home. And Lars goes, yeah, but what are we going to do for the rest of the weekend? And the guy goes, you're right. Lars, well, what are we going to do for the rest of the weekend? They're making the making of Halo on Fire, and James is just doing a demo of it to show them how to play it. And he goes, hey, everybody, this is James from Metallica. This is how you play this. And he's like being a smart ass. And he starts playing, and Lars is behind him, and Lars goes, and James turns around and goes, fuck off. He was so genuine. He turns to Lars, fuck off. And then he goes, please.
At least he put the please
Yes,
in that
he was genuinely pissed, but then Lars was laughing, and James just goes, please. Fuck off. So genuine. And of course, the first YouTube comment is, wow, Lars can't even clap in time. And they were right, because he was off time, and I think that's why James got irritated for a second. He was like, fuck off. I saw a great YouTube comment on the making of Hardwired. They were working on, I can't remember what song, and Lars was comparing it to something they had done in the past, right? And Metallica has all these classic albums,
Yes,
and
they
the
do.
last song on almost every one of them is just like a fucking monster thrash song. And Lars goes, it's like that last song on Saint Anger. And the people in the comments were like, what? All within my hands. They thought he was going to say like Damage Inc. or something. Lars, the last song on Saint Anger. Yeah, it was kind of like that one. It's like, that's what you're going for? Then I saw jokes recently because Lars has 4 drum kits set up, and I've seen rehearsals where Charlie Benante from Pantera, who's a big Metallica fan, will go up and play Lars's drums because Lars doesn't care because they're buddies. And he was playing Lars's drums. Somebody in the comments said, "Wow, that drum kit has no idea what's going on right now. It's never been played this good before." And I was like, "Wow."
Oh,
So
come on.
somebody said, that's like having a fucking Ferrari in your garage that's never gone above 30 miles an hour, and now it's going like 120 down the freeway. Charlie Benante's a great drummer. He plays with
Come
Anthrax and
on.
Pantera. I do laugh when you see other drummers play Lars's kit because you're like, wow, I didn't know that kit could sound like that. Like the time Joey Jordison from Slipknot played with Metallica because Lars got sick, and he was kicking ass.
I really do like Slipknot, and yes, they have some good drumming.
There was a show in 2004 Lars he got really dehydrated and his heartbeat got really fast, and they're like, you cannot play the show. Luckily for them, the show was fucking Slayer, Slipknot, and Metallica. So they had Dave Lombardo from Slayer play half the show, and Joey Jordison from Slipknot play the other half. And it's amazing.
I bet it is.
Joey was like, it was like you would think he was in the band. Dave Lombardo from Slayer was sloppy because he was playing a little too fast for what they were used to.
Yeah.
Like those early Metallica songs are fast, but he was playing the album version, and they were kind of accustomed to how they play it a little different live. So it was a little rough. Joey though, like he was in the fucking band the whole time. Perfect. Perfect.
Quarterbacks drafted in the top 10 since the turn of the century. Pretty good company.
Pretty good company. Hall of
Like
Fame.
Dave from Slayer played fucking Battery and the Four Horsemen and some other fast songs. Joey played like Creeping Death, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Sad But True, Enter Sandman, Sanitarium. Yeah.
Those are good songs for him, too.
Creeping Death, he was going ape shit on. Just in case you guys don't know, if I ignore the game, we do better. That's why I'm talking about anything but the game right now. Plus, I ain't seen Anthony in like a month because I've been in Texas and he's been working, or I've been at the racetrack. So.
Look to bounce. A lot of rookies look to bounce.
Picked up 9 on the play.
Now I've got Creeping Death playing.
That was the first song of the first show. When I saw him.
Oh, yes.
The first song of the second show was Whiplash.
Ooh,
Yeah. They fucked up one of the new songs. Well, Kirk fucked up one of the new songs. It was just, I remember it's a new song and I know the new songs, but I'm not as familiar with them. It's not like I remember the old songs like they're just fucking the back of my hand. They played You Must Burn from 72 Seasons, the new song. There's a part where they go into a bridge where Rob and James are singing together. And then coming out of that, Kirk starts playing kind of a solo. They go to the part where Rob goes to start singing and Kirk skips to the part where his solo is. And Rob is kind of like,
hello.
and then he tries to sing it, and Kurt just keeps going, and James is like, oh, fuck it, just adjust. And they get through it. And at the end of the song, James goes, well, fuck that one up. And then he goes, you know what? Just use your imagination and pretend that we played it right. And then Lars starts playing that part of the song that they fucked up, and him and Kirk start playing it, and James goes, you want to play it now? And you see Kirk and Lars going, smiling at James, and they're fucking going back. They go back and play the part they forgot, and then they just stop, and James goes, there you go, edit that in your mind and put that back 5 minutes ago. Okay. And then the lights go out and Call of Cthulhu starts. He's like, yeah, just pretend. Just pretend. Just go back and fucking pretend we did that in the right spot. The funny part to me, the part that made me laugh, was that whoever's running the lights and the video screens was in on it too, because as soon as they start playing that, the lights turn yellow for the 72 Seasons album, and it starts showing the graphics on the screen they were using for that song. I'm like, that's funny. The guy back there was like,
oh, that guy was definitely like, oh, if they fuck around, I'm totally in for this.
This is Lars and Kurt smiling at James from like 30 yards across, because the stage is fucking huge, and they're like
I
on the
can only
opposite side of
imagine.
James, and they're like smiling at him. So that was a funny moment. They botched that one a little bit. To me, the screw-ups are fun. They're part of the fun of the show. Because, like, hey, that's unique.
For Metallica, yes.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know,
Any
they're
band,
not
really.
gonna mess up much.
Yeah, they really don't mess up much.
And, you know, a lot of them pretty much have, you know, a good, you know.
I don't know. It's remarkable when you talk to actual musicians on YouTube. And they're like, it cannot be understated just how good James and Robert are to stay with Lars. Because Lars is all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he can play fast, but sometimes he plays too fast. And they've got to adjust. And it's so subtle you can't even tell. But if you're playing with him, you'd be like,
Would
the
you
fuck?
slow the fuck down?
And very rarely do they even acknowledge it. They're so tuned in with Lars, they never acknowledge it. But I've seen Kirk laugh at Lars a few times. Like, look, Kirk didn't know the camera was on him, and Lars is just all over the fucking place during Am I Evil? And Kirk just goes, he's like laughing to himself. I'm like, Jesus, this is bad. And then one time they're in the rehearsal room, and they're playing Stone Cold Crazy by Queen, and Lars is all over the place, and James just goes, and actually gets mad. He was just like, whatever. Like killing his mom. They said Cliff used to get the most mad at Lars. James said Cliff would be over there head banging, and then he fucks up, and Cliff goes, and then goes back to playing. Cliff had no patience for Lars. Maybe that's why it came out that they were going to fire Lars till Cliff died.
Probably.
There's an alternate timeline where they fire Lars.
Who would they would have?
And Kirk has talked about it because Dave Mustaine said he found out about it and thought it was funny.
Of course.
And Kirk said, he said there were discussions, but he said not a single one was while we were sober. Like, we were just drunk and, like, would get mad at each other, and it's like, I get a different drummer. They couldn't have done it without Lars, I don't think.
But what if they did?
What if they did?
My question is who they would have ultimately landed with, you know?
Yeah, and then Cliff dies, gets crushed under the fucking tour bus, and it's just never even talked about again. They're just like, yeah, we're together forever. Never a doubt. Philadelphia, we are not on that fucking 1 yard quarterback sneak. Go for it. It's half a yard. Well, we've only got 2 timeouts, so you're kind of in a box here. We should actually. We're only going to have 1 timeout here because we got to burn one now.
Anthony Richardson, concussion, out for the rest of the game.
He was hurt in the last 2 minutes last week. Here we go.
So, hey, Ursi.
Have you learned nothing? Indianapolis.
Hey, Ursi, how great was it that you ran off Jonathan fucking Taylor for this?
I'm glad I'm not a Colts fan.
Oh, me too. Oh,
What's
me too.
worse, sucking year in and year out like the Browns or Texans or Jags, or having elite quarterback play constantly stymied and only winning 1 Super Bowl in 20 years of elite quarterback play?
I think it's probably worse having your team being owned by Jim Irsay. Yeah.
I don't like that play call, but it worked. Oh, it really worked. Yeah. That was a Sarkisian level play call right there. But it makes sense. Get outside and try to get out of bounds. And the Packers have got to be smart. Why would they be going for it if they weren't going to still try to push down the field and get a touchdown and not just settle for 3? So
Looked like Green Bay thought they were gonna pass.
25 seconds remaining. Falcons have 1 timeout.
it's Kyle Pitts time.
New set of from the Packers.
Him or Drake London.
They're ready for Pitts. You see this fucking alignment? Oh! Time out.
Jonathan Smith.
Call the fucking time. What are we doing?
They're going to call timeout. Looks like they're calling timeout.
Yeah, you should have done that like
That
4
was
seconds
way
ago.
late though.
I thought it was a no fucking brainer. Hello?
It looked like Ritter was going to try and go quickly. Timeout.
He's a fucking idiot.
Man,
What are you doing?
He is
J.K. Dobbins tore his fucking Achilles last week, too. I just saw him on the commercial.
He was doing so good in the game. Everything was going fine for him. Oh, hey, by the way, fuck your Achilles, buddy. And bye-bye.
Okay, how long till Odell tears his?
Or tears his ACL again.
Apparently,
Ravens, just injuries.
apparently Odell's ACL was because the first surgery was bad, and it led to the second one.
That'll do it.
Reminded me, Sam Bradford, I think, was the same thing. Like, the surgery was not as successful. And then it turns out when Odell was at the Rams, he played the last few games of the year injured. Ask RG3 how well that goes. 4th and 2 Chiefs. They got it. Clyde Edwards-Helaire still sucks. Agreed. Clyde Edwards-Helaire sucks.
I think he's completely overrated.
Oh, yeah. You know who's the most overrated running back in the league? Najee fucking Harris. I don't care. He is so worthless.
I think he probably would do a bit better if he wasn't in Pittsburgh. I think he would. You would see why
They force him the ball way too much.
Touted running back.
And Najee Harris has 15 yards on 40 fucking carries. It's his usual stat line. Hey, they're persistent. They don't give up on their guys, Pittsburgh. They really don't. They don't give up on anybody. When they draft somebody, they're all in.
The only person they gave up was James Conner for some ungodly reason.
Money. Running backs don't get paid.
Well, yeah, but James Conner was such a story for
Then he's a Pro Bowler for Arizona after he left Pittsburgh.
Yes, exactly.
I hate this play. But it worked. What do I know? Eat shit, Jay Hurt. I can't believe that worked. I hate that play. That's one of my least favorite plays where you just run everybody to the same side of the field. It's like, congratulations, we now have 2 yards to work with. And the entire defense is over there. Well, let's take away half our options and just run all the same direction.
Touchdown KC, but it's literally at the
Oh.
end of the second quarter.
Flag.
Never mind, flag. So, who got touched sexually?
Show me on the doll where he touched you. And that'll determine the severity of the penalty. Great drive, Atlanta, to end the half.
Oh, my God.
Didn't think they had it in them.
I'm liking this game, though. I like it.
And Younghoe Koo shanks
Jesus
the extra point.
Christ.
In before we lose by 1 or 4.
What the fuck, Koo?
They kind of call this a return route or a pivot route. They stack purposefully, trying to get Bijan. They couldn't, so they go with Drake London, who's going to run out on their best corner. And then I talked about the body, right? Body him out.
Boxed
That's
him
what
in.
he did. He's
Well,
6'4",
boxed him out.
230 pounds. There is no way
Basketball
for Jair
background
Alexander to
helped
get
him out
around
there.
his big frame to make a play on that football. That's a really well-designed play by Arthur Smith. You have Bijan going out to the flat. If you can get it, great. If not, let Drake London use that big body of his to get the touchdown. And here's the missed extra point by Younghoe Koo. He just broke it. Good hold, good snap. This may come to bite them later on in the second half.
Rare miss by Koo. But the Falcons
No.
reach the end zone. 11 play, 75-yard drive. Desmond Ridder 5 for 5 during.
Desmond Ridder finally had some time.
Yeah.
Able to make the right decisions.
Take your knee, you bitches.
Drake London, leading receiver as a rookie last season. No catches last week. 4 receptions here in the first half at a Falcons TD.
Cam says he's in chat. Apparently, he's in.
Frankly,
your,
both teams,
he's in
you know,
your
they
chat, apparently.
both were trading jabs.
Speak to me.
He just
See the
messaged me.
Falcons offense finally come to life late in that
When we get a QB, we will be dangerous. I didn't see your comments because YouTube turned my chat off.
Packers will take a 1-point lead into the locker room at halftime here in Atlanta.
Much like when we had Dwight Freeney, we got Calais Campbell probably 3 years too late, but good to have him.
State Farm.
Yeah, Calais is so old, but he's still so good for some.
Freeney was solid for us. He just wasn't the all-world pass rusher he used to be.
I just don't understand how Calais does it.
Tell you who sucked for us was Osi Umenyiora. That was a fucking horrible signing.
It was, and I thought he was going to be decent at least.
I remember thinking, wow, finally we nailed one. But he didn't bring Justin Tuck and fucking Kiwi and Jason Pierre-Paul with him, unfortunately. If we could have got all of them, we'd have been all right.
Oh, if you guys would have only got an entire...
We'd have made the playoffs that year because we were a game away anyway. We could just bring the entire 2011 Giants defensive line with it. We'd have been all right.
Yeah, if we only bring them in, we'll be all right.
Very different story. Defenses holding it down for the young offense.
Metallica, come to Atlanta 2 nights. I'll be there.
Shit.
And I'll make you go too.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't mind going to a Metallica show. Shit.
Get 2 in the same weekend. Halftime. Show me what's going on. That's a really blue suit he's wearing.
Oh, that is
Terry
way
Bradshaw.
too
Then Young Wei Koo missed a fucking extra point. Detroit, Seattle was one of the craziest games last year. Flea flicker action. Wow. Caleb Raymond.
36-yard touchdown, 14-7 Lions on top of Seattle at the half. Bears at the Tampa
So
Bay
what's going
Buccaneers.
on in this game? Other than a
A
lot more-
bunch of fucking pumpkins are playing some pennies.
Yeah.
Halloween's not for another month and a half, dickheads.
Well, don't tell that to Chicago.
I don't mind the Bears' orange uniforms. I just like to make fun of how fucking obnoxious they look.
Well, it's the helmets that they did with it, too.
It's better than the Dolphins' orange uniform, which is horrible.
Oh, come on. I like their orange uniform.
I'm glad they replaced those with the 80s uniforms, throwbacks. And before Brian Flores left, he said he was trying to get the 80s throwbacks to just be their permanent uniforms. And I'm like, the ownership was like, nah, we got to have like 5 different jerseys so they'll all sell. That was the logic. But I'm like, come on, dudes. Everybody wants to see the Dolphins wear the old ones.
Well, I mean, Stephen Ross is a complete idiot.
Yeah.
I mean,
They got lucky and got a better coach, though. They shouldn't have fired Flores, but they lucked into Mike McDaniel, who's actually, I think, better.
Yeah, because, he's more offensive-minded.
He's a player's guy because Flores didn't like Tua, and if the head coach and quarterback aren't in sync, it's never going to fucking work. So they got lucky. Good for them. I like Mike McDaniel. Kind of like Zach Taylor got lucky that he got Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Because without that, oh my God, they were horrible.
Jesus.
Herbert is the best long yardage down and distance thrower in the history of the NFL. He's the only guy when it's like, oh, 4th and 30, they got this. Seriously. So yeah, 4th and 30, don't worry, the Chargers have a chance.
Pipkins, he gets his touchdown. Pipkins the third, 14-7 Chargers.
The Raiders.
One touchdown running. Valley,
Josh Allen leads the league in turnovers since he came into the league.
11-yard touchdown reception.
That is actually surprising.
The best route
He's more white Cam than Carson Wentz.
I told my dad the same fucking thing. He's Cam Newton, but better. Cam Newton with a higher ceiling.
I mean, sort of.
But that's a perfect comparison. Like, he's Cam Newton.
Carson Wentz and Josh Allen are just white Cam.
And here,
That's all they
you
are.
just have Clark putting pressure on Ritter and making him get rid of the ball and just
Difference
overthrowing
is
the
at least
receiver.
Cam would
And
run,
here they're
you
gonna try to
know.
run it
Yeah.
with Robinson.
They don't.
Although the Panthers did have good running backs, the Bills have yet to try to establish a consistent running game outside of
I like the
Allen.
running backs they have, but the problem is they're all 5 foot fucking 11 or
When you
under.
get down in that
Like,
area, you
come
have to
on,
convert,
can you
especially
get
in a
like
tight
an
game like
AJ
this.
Dillon for once? That would help your running back room out a lot, but they won't do it.
They should have got Zeke. I know Zeke probably ain't got much left, but some little power on those third
Yeah, he
downs.
has
Like,
power at least, even though he would have failed his physical.
you let New England outbid you for somebody. Ugh. Then again, it just shows the lack of interest in Zeke. He had to settle for New England because nobody willingly goes to New England because the money.
Then when he walked in the door, he failed his physical. Hilarious.
Yeah, 2 things. Tom Brady ain't there anymore, and they don't pay. So why would you want to go to New England now?
I mean, it's not like you're going to be winning a Super Bowl because you're
Yeah,
not.
you're not gonna. The division's too fucking loaded. You're good, and you're still the worst team in your division. and it's not even close.
Oh, yeah, not even remotely close anymore.
The Jets have passed your asses by, but
Which
because
is
Zach Wilson's starting this year, you'll probably still beat
hilarious.
him once.
Probably because even he's better than Mac Jones, in my opinion.
But Zach sucks against the Patriots more
Yes,
than
he
any
does.
other team. Like
because Bill knows he's got him down to a
certain
science.
guys, he just makes look. He made Peyton Manning look like an amateur in his prime consistently. Peyton didn't figure
Peyton
them out until about
rarely beat
2007. He didn't figure them out until like 2007,
Up to that point, he rarely beat him, if at all. Maybe
and never
once or
played
twice.
great against them. Like looked horrible.
Pretty much.
Which created the dumb narrative, Tom Brady's better than Peyton Manning. No, Tom Brady just doesn't have to play against the Patriots defense. That's the difference right there, I'm telling you.
Bill Belichick, he figures out certain people, and he figured out Peyton.
Peyton Manning was more valuable to the Colts than Brady was to the Patriots. And anybody who disagrees can go argue with a fucking wall.
Yes.
I don't care. It's true.
I do agree. Problem is, Peyton Manning had to deal with Irsay's stupid ass for years.
And the Patriots defense, which Brady never had
And
to
the
deal with.
Patriots defense, amongst other things, yes.
See, I almost hate. It sounds like I'm putting Brady down. I'm not putting Brady down. Two things can be true. You can be great and overrated.
Sure.
Brady's overrated as fuck. As great
Overrated,
as he is.
but he's good.
He's fucking clutch as shit. and he's
Definitely
great.
good.
Yeah.
But,
Most
yeah,
clutch
no.
player in history.
Yeah, no, if you tell me, like, I get to draft, QBs who aren't, in the Hall of Fame yet, and I might pick between Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, I'm picking
Peyton Manning. Without Peyton, they go from powerhouse Super Bowl contender to 2 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, that
Immediately.
it wasn't even close. They were
No,
getting
it
routinely
wasn't.
shit canned week in, week out.
And they
him.
don't really change the team that much. Andrew Luck comes in, who's literally just smaller Peyton
They had
Manning.
Freeney, they had Mathis, they had Garcon, they had Reggie Wayne, they still had Joseph. The same everything.
Pretty much the same everything.
Yeah.
Andrew Luck is literally just another Peyton Manning, and look what happened.
Losing Bob Sanders hurt
Yes,
more
it
than
did.
people never talk about that.
No, but a lot of it is because he was so injury prone.
Bob
man.
Sanders was like all-world, all-time great
He
talent.
was great when he played.
Yeah, and they didn't have him in 2011, and then he was
you
done after
could
that.
tell.
Yeah. I remember, like, when I was really getting heavy into football for the first time, I was like, man, I always hear about this Bob Sanders guy, but I never fucking see him. But when he plays, they act like it's the second coming of Christ. And you go
Because
back
he
and look, and
was.
it's like, oh, shit.
He was.
Yeah, I thought, oh, man, Bob Sanders in the lineup this week. Like, it was
Oh,
always a
shit.
story.
All they needed was Bob Sanders, Dwight Freeney.
They still had
and
Freeney and
Robert
Mathis at their
Mathis.
prime and went
And
2
that
and
was it.
14.
Mm-hmm.
Curtis fucking Painter.
Curtis.
And then Dan Orlovsky played some. I remember he actually did okay.
Oh my god, I remember Curtis Painter. I knew he sucked shit, but I kind of liked him because I liked his name.
Peyton
I liked
Manning's
his voice.
ego was never going to allow a capable backup to be on his fucking team because he saw it as a waste of a spot.
But
And he was like Pat McAfee said, make no mistake, Peyton Manning was part-time general manager.
that's when he should have been overruled because look at what happened.
Yeah.
It was great for when he was in his prime.
As
though.
long as he was healthy, it was fine.
Oh, you could listen to him, but look at what happened after he left.
Oh shit, he's hurt. Oh man.
Oh shit! Who are we gonna put in for him now?
We got Curtis Painter and Dan Orlovsky. I think Orlovsky was the quarterback when they beat Houston late in the year for their first win. And Houston was embarrassed. That was low. That was like when the 07 Ravens lost to the 0-13 Dolphins. It was like, ooh, holy fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Or when the Chargers lost to the fucking Browns in 2016.
Why is it that the Chargers are the Chargers?
You want playoff Flacco. Yeah, I'll take playoff. Oh, man. The greatest Super Bowl we never got, Anthony. Ravens versus Giants 2011. Oh.
But Flacco was carried by a defense and Ray
To
Rice,
his credit, though, those 3 playoff games, he carried them. Because Peyton tore them apart defensively, and Flacco got him through that. And then in the Super Bowl, the Ravens defense gave up like 30 in the second half and almost blew it.
True.
So, Flacco, not through the regular season, but through those 3 games, he carried them. I can't take it away from him. He was flawless every step of the way and never played that good before or since. Hell, even Eli had flashes of like, damn, that's playoff Eli.
yeah,
coming back.
when you get Eli in the playoffs, yeah, he turns into a different quarterback. Yeah, I know, but
Was Chester Cheeserton from WrestleMania.
I was hoping
16.
you'd avoid that.
You thought of it too,
really,
huh?
I was really hoping you would just skip over that, so we didn't have to talk about it.
Seriously though, time travel to 2011, move a few pieces of grass, and make the Super Bowl Ravens versus Giants. Joe Flacco and Eli Manning.
I mean, that's like Thanos versus Superman.
They're having a mid-off, but somehow they're both amazing in this moment.
Yeah, in the playoffs, they turned into Superman for no reason.
I hate the Giants more than I ever disliked the Patriots. Because I'm like, the Giants were never good. They got so fucking lucky both fucking times. Pure shit luck.
Yes.
Luck.
And
And
not Andrew Luck.
No.
Just luck in general.
Kyle Williams was a double agent for the Giants and helped them win the NFC Championship game. That was it. The 49ers had him. And it wasn't even close. Kyle Williams was a fucking double agent.
Was a double agent. Yeah.
I never thought when I woke up that morning the words Ted Ginn Jr. will not play today would have such an impact.
And it did.
And it fucking did.
Kyle Williams was totally a Black Widow. He totally was. Totally.
He just... Idiot.
Beyond an idiot. But the funny thing was, he was never an idiot like that at any
I know.
point.
He was good. That frustrates me so much looking back. Dude, the Giants were ass. They
The
went
49ers
9-7.
should have beat them.
And what's amazing when I look back on the 49ers that year, remember how bad they were for the 5 years leading up to that? And with the same goddamn roster, they go 13-3 all of a sudden. And I'm like, this is what they've had all along. And when you start to look at it, it's like Willis, Bowman, Justin Smith. This defense is fucking loaded. So, yeah, it was all those picks from those 5 years.
Especially
Yeah.
Willis. I love Willis.
They drafted exceptionally well, but they sucked. Mainly because they changed offensive coordinators like crazy. That was the main problem.
their coaching staff was just a mess.
They were horrible.
Yeah.
And then they get a good coach, and wow, overnight they're
And then
elite.
what does their ownership do? They run him out the
Force them
fucking
out.
town.
And then they become the worst team in the league again overnight.
Again.
Literally overnight.
Yeah, it was literally overnight.
They were the envy. They were like the team in the NFC
I loved it.
for about a 4-year span.
I love watching because I was like, wow, so this is the 49ers that I missed from like the 90s and the 80s. Like, it's fucking awesome.
Another thing I didn't like, they really did shit Alex Smith over. I know
Yes, they
Kaepernick was
did.
playing out of his mind, but I just never felt right about how they treated Alex Smith.
Kaepernick did this.
Yeah. Alex Smith would have at least done this.
He would have plateaued.
He would have plateaued. Kaepernick
very
fell the
least.
fuck off.
Because, even when you look at it, Alex Smith, when he went to Kansas City. He
And
was
then,
still pretty
then
good.
unfairly to Kaepernick, they make him the scapegoat for the shitty teams where everybody retired at the same time.
Yeah.
Bowman's gone. Willis is out. Vernon Davis traded. Justice Smith retires. Frank Gore retires and then unretires and goes and plays somewhere. Literally they got rid of Crabtree.
Yep.
They were literally just getting rid of everybody and then wondering why they sucked. Kaepernick's passer rating in 2016 when they were 2-14, he had like a 96 for the season. Like, he actually played well, but he was blamed because he took a knee. No, he just sucked. No, he actually was getting better. He was bouncing back. The team around him was as horrible as it could be. We all knew they were bad. Number one, Chip Kelly. That made it even worse. You think Jim Tomsula was bad. Somehow he was outdone by Chip Kelly. That was just a weird time. Like, how did they come to this? We stomped their shit in 45-11 in 2016. And I was like, man, if this was 2 years before, I'd be shitting my pants in this game going, how are we going to beat these guys? That's the fastest I've ever seen a team fall off, although the Rams are trying to top them.
They're trying.
Now, they looked good last week.
But the problem with the Rams is way different, though, because we all know what it is. This is what happens when you cripple yourself and you go all in on buying a Super Bowl.
It was worth it, but now you're going to pay the price for it.
Was it worth it, though?
I think it was
Was
worth
it
it. You
really?
win one Super Bowl, it's worth it. It's
Is
worth
it really? 'Cause look at
Cut your
what's going
fucking
on
nose off
now.
to spite your face to win a Super Bowl. It's worth it.
I'm sorry. I can't agree with
They
you.
look like they might bounce back a little this year.
They might. We'll see.
They looked really good last week, and we know Seattle's pretty good.
That was a drop.
Yeah.
That was a drop. That was actually a really good throw.
Hey, the Falcons are doing that thing where they throw to every tight end but Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, great. We're starting that again.
God, the Texans suck so bad the Colts are beating up on them with a backup quarterback.
Yeah, without AR-15.
Stroud came into that game banged up too. Both the quarterbacks were hurt, Richardson and Stroud.
Oh, so Stroud was still hurt from last week.
He started, but I don't know if he's still in or not because I haven't really seen anything. They didn't even show highlights of that
I
game.
haven't seen nothing on him. I haven't seen nothing on CJ Stroud.
I've watched like one Houston Texans game in 3 fucking years. I shit you not. I watched them play the Cowboys last year and almost beat them. That was funny.
It was really funny.
Ineligible downfield. They backed us up there.
Why were you running out of the pocket already?
What was that decision?
Why didn't you hang in the pocket, Ritter?
Why not just throw it away?
Or that, but why didn't he hang in the pocket? That's what I don't get.
Jumbo package where he takes out Keyshawn Nixon, who is their nickel corner, and then he brought in Isaiah McDuffie as a linebacker. He wanted to really beef that up. So Joe Barry understands they cannot let Bijan get going again like they did late in the second quarter. He's going to do whatever he can to stop the run.
Robinson, 72 yards on the ground on 9 carries in the first half.
Jets, Cowboys. I can't wait to watch that train wreck. It's a potential train wreck for both teams, in my opinion.
I think it's going to be a really good game, but it's going to be one of those.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Don't.
Okay. Hold on.
I like Hollins. I'll give him a
That
break.
pass was behind him.
Yeah.
Like, you can't catch a pass that hits your shoulder pad.
Hollins was clutch as fuck last week, so I'll give him a break.
I mean, it's hard to catch a pass that hits your shoulder pad, like, from behind you.
At first, I thought it hit him in the helmet. Yeah, it kind of did. Yeah, it was up above his shoulder.
Like, you can't catch that.
Go, Gadget Arms.
I don't know how you catch that.
A little more touch on the ball. Don't make every ball a Brett Favre
Throw it in
fucking.
front of him.
Threw it too hard. Like I said, a little
That
touch on the
too.
ball.
That too.
He's got that Cam Newton thing going on of just fucking. Whoo!
Don't even
Way to
remind
step
me.
up and throw a horrible pick that got dropped.
My
Boy, we should have had 4 picks today.
At least 2.
That's the 4th by my count. Woo! He is frustrating to watch. Especially when you see the rest of the team really coming together and start to say, hey, maybe the Falcons are onto something here. Bright future, maybe. Everybody's young. But we got a head coach in his 3rd year, and I'm not seeing enough improvement. You know, Baker Mayfield said last week against the Vikings he knew exactly everything they were doing. He knew all their signals. Why did you guys only score 20 points, Baker? I believe that he knew their signals, but they just didn't execute.
You shouldn't have said that, homie.
Oh, Baker was cocky last week. You see how he was acting with the Vikings? He trucked one of their corners and got in their face and stood over and said, you need to get your fucking weight up, bro. Get your fucking weight up. I was like, oh, Baker's back, man. Don't let him get like that. They will go on a fucking roll.
20 points.
Yeah, they get you to 20. Lucky for them, the Bucs defense is still fucking loaded.
I don't know how it's still loaded.
How did they keep so many of those guys?
I don't know. I will say, though, the fact that Mike Evans is about to walk out the door is stupid.
Oh, you see what the Thursday night game is this week?
What?
Giants 49ers.
Who the fuck made that decision?
I can't wait for Thursday night. We're just going to enjoy that one. Nice,
Why?
relaxing ass whooping.
Why are we back to that narrative?
49ers Giants on Thursday.
I understand Dallas, New York, week 1.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Whatever. Fine.
Giants were a playoff team last year. We get
Well,
it.
it's week 1. Okay, fine. Whatever. Week 2. Really, they just got blown the fuck out in week 1. Now they're going to get blown the fuck out again? Like, come on.
Well, I'm sure the schedule makers looked at that now and went, damn. Why do we do
But
that?
the NFL can rotate games.
Not this early. I think they have to. It's got to be past a certain point in the year.
come
I think they do
on.
that in the last 6 weeks. They can change some games, and Thursday's part of that now. The players' union's pissed. I don't blame them because flexing a Thursday game is super complicated and could fuck somebody over in a short week.
Yes, it could.
So- But Amazon is like, hey, motherfuckers, for our $1 billion we're fucking giving you, we want to make sure we probably have better games than Rams and Raiders at the end of last year, even though it turned out to be a great game. It was so irrelevant, though, because they were both losers. You had Steelers Raiders on fucking Christmas, and they were garbage. So, yeah, Amazon was like, hey, get us fucking a chance at some better games.
Well,
maybe.
we can get you the 49ers. Oh, great. Who they playing?
The Giants. The meme of the guy ripping the headset off. 49ers, Giants. We got a London game here in a couple of weeks on ESPN at 9:30 in the morning. Bit sad, isn't it? Get it? Because we're going to London. Get the jugs machine out for every tight end except Kyle Pitts on this team.
Literally. Leave out
But those are the ones that get all the targets, baby.
How do you have two guys who could be the best at their position, and you literally do not want to get them the football like they're assholes?
You know, we can bash washed up Matt Ryan all you want. He set the rookie record with Kyle Pitts for yards.
Gee, I wonder how he did that.
Because he's fucking Matt Ryan and he's going to throw to the right guy.
But did he actually throw to him, or what? Did he just hand it off to him? Because at this point, I don't fucking know how he did it.
Hey, bud.
Oh, hello.
Little buddy boy. Was he?
Puts it right on the money. Romeo Dobbs. I love the toe drag by Romeo Dobbs. Great presence.
You should get Texas Chainsaw Massacre for PS5 and play with us.
Is it good?
It's a lot of fun. Stressful, but in a good way.
That's how a horror game like
Ah, we bit on that. But we covered well. Thank God for the coverage.
Very good. I'm impressed. Very good. Isn't that right, Ozzy?
I'd like to thank Bryce Young for making Jesse Bates the Defensive Player of the Week.
Yep. On the same play, both times, by the way.
He thinks he's in Tuscaloosa, throwing to fucking C.D. Lamb and Jerry Jeudy and all the fucking brilliant receivers they've had there.
Well, C.D. Lamb was Oklahoma, but I still.
Oh, I thought Lamb was there. My bad.
No, he was Oklahoma, but I get your point, though. I personally put that on Thomas Brown. Like, why the fuck did we run the same thing twice when we knew what was going to happen?
I'm like Jim Carrey when he hears Jennifer Tilly on the tape go, "Oh, you're such a better lover than my husband," and he goes, "Oh, come on!" He's drinking the water. Oh, come on.
I love Wire.
How are we doing today, Kelser? I'm still a little upset over an embarrassing sexual episode I had last night. Well, you're young, Mr. Reed. It'll happen more and more. In the meantime, why don't you say we get down to business? Here she comes to wreck the day, Mr. Reed. Sorry, Your Honor. Oh, I'm such a shit. You realize you can't only tell the truth. He goes, these play actions are killing us. They picked that fucking extra.
Uh-oh.
Later.
Well,
You know, I already said after week one, I said, can I amend my NFC playoff predictions and take the Seahawks out and put the Packers in? And in the AFC, can I take the Steelers out and put the Dolphins in? I had the Dolphins missing it only because I think Tua's going to get hurt.
probably
That's
will.
the only reason I had them missing.
Probably will.
So I'd like to amend that. Seahawks out, Packers in, Steelers out, Dolphins in. How about that? Other than that, I'm totally confident in my playoff predictions. I had Chiefs, Bills. I've drawn a blank. I have one in the AFC. Jacksonville. And Baltimore, New York Jets, Cincinnati, and now I'll say Miami instead of Pittsburgh. NFC, Saints, 49ers, Cowboys, Lions, Eagles, Packers, and Falcons. I'm still confident. But you know I'm going to be wrong somewhere, and that's the fun part. Kind of like my NASCAR playoff predictions. My NASCAR playoff predictions, my Final Four is still alive. I said the Final Four for the championship will be Byron, Larson, Truex, Hamlin.
Shit.
So far, I'm on track. Although Truex was the regular season points champion, had a shitty race at Darlington, blew a tire last week at Kansas, went into Bristol last night, out of the playoffs. He had to race back in. the regular season champion with all
You
those
can do
points.
that?
Yeah. He fell below the cut line going into Bristol. And it was like, that's impossible to lose 50 fucking points.
And then have to race your way back.
And here's the
in.
fucked up thing. Everybody was trying to get him out because now that he's back in, we're going to the second round. He gets all those points back from the regular season. So he's right back at the top of the standings now. Because they really needed to get Truex out. I know guys were trying last night. Like Larson and Byron were trying like a motherfucker to make his life miserable. Because Truex ran like shit last night. He wasn't worth a damn. He was like 12th place at best. But Logano, Harvick had the worst race of his career. And Logano had a bad race and got wrecked. So, Truex made it. Bubba beat Truex in points in the first round. And Truex had like a 50-plus point head start over him. Bubba was the only driver that came into playoffs without a playoff point because he didn't win any stages or any races. And he still beat Truex in the first round. Did a Madden sim rebuild of the Cardinals, traded for CD Lamb, and he sat out half the season. Pay the man! I wish I could bring myself to pay for Madden. I put it on my wish list, so if the price drops, I might buy it. Like a couple years ago, I got it with a PlayStation gift card. My sister gave me a PlayStation gift card, and on Christmas Eve, it was like, Madden's $30. I was like, fuck it. And I got it. And then last year, I got Madden as a gift.
I mean, I have NCAA 06, and I really like playing it.
Your PS3 still works, don't it?
PS3 and PS2.
That's
that I
nice.
have.
Got my PS2 as well. If you ever want to sell any of those fuckers, come to me first. I know I'll buy Vice City Stories off you if
I
you
know
ever
you
get rid
will.
of.
I know
Because
you will.
Vice City Stories is oddly a hard game to find.
Yeah, I know. You've told me that.
Yeah.
Because it's so rare.
Game Haven has it, and it's like $60. I'm like, damn, dude.
God.
Now, the rarest game I want is Spider-Man Web of Shadows, and the cheapest one of that I found is $120 goddamn dollars for Web of Shadows.
I used to see those Spider-Man games around all the time.
Yeah.
Huh.
I want a 360 version. I've never played Web of Shadows. I want to play it. Looks like fun. Everybody says it's good. I never played it.
Yeah, that Web of Shadows was the best one out of those Spider-Man games. Yeah, it was.
I'm still a Spider-Man 2 guy.
Oh, no.
I love 2.
I'm waiting on the Spider-Man 2 we're getting now.
Oh, yeah.
I want it.
I need it!
I need it!
I need that fucking game, dude.
Yes, I do.
Oh, my God.
I want it.
When they showed the new map expansion of Queens and Brooklyn, I was like, damn, dude. They doubled the map.
I wasn't even... I want the story so bad. Give me the story. I need it. I want it.
Look at that, dude.
That's nothing new to me, yes.
What a
He is
carry
that
job
good.
he's trying to do for us. At least that draft pick's paying off like right away, you know?
I was scared it wasn't, but it looks like it's going to pay off.
He dresses the hole, he goes where he's supposed to, and then he makes a guy miss.
Spider-Man 2. The few scenes I've seen where Peter's wearing the black suit and he's being a total
I've
dick.
only seen one. I don't know. I only want that one.
Yeah.
And don't show me no fucking more. That was
There's a new
enough.
trailer out that shows like gameplay features. They don't show any story stuff, but they show gameplay features. I gotta show it to you later today.
I seen one gameplay where he's got the black suit on.
Yeah.
So you get to see like how he'll play with the black suit on. Oh my god.
The way he
it's so
talks
good.
when he's wearing it, he's like a fucking asshole. I'm
Which
like,
is what he should be.
like, this is so good.
nailing it.
And then the new gameplay trailer showed him wearing the fucking Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3 black suit, and I was like,
I need it.
it's beautiful.
I want it. I need
I
it.
started to sound like Mr. Mackey. When Mr. Mackey's crying, no, it's bad.
Okay.
I think Cartman slips him lax if he's in the bathroom. Oh, it's bad. And he's like taking a shit. Man. You ever see the one where Mr. Mackey's the fucking director of the school play and he's being a fucking asshole to all the kids?
Oh my god. I just know I love Mr. Mackey.
Johnny Smith, don't fumble.
He didn't fumble.
He's bad about that.
Well, he didn't fumble.
There's an episode where Mr. Mackey's the director of the school play for all the little kids. And he's being like an obnoxious asshole director. And through the whole episode, he can't get them to do the play right. And it cuts to him and he goes, well, I don't know what the fucking problem is. And so we're near Mr. Mackey just cussing like that. He's like, I don't know what the fucking problem
He
is.
don't cuss like that, no.
They're doing a play about tooth decay. It's like cavity, teaching kids to brush their teeth. You can't fucking do the goddamn play without motherfucking tooth decay. Ike is playing tooth decay, and he doesn't show up, and Mr. Mackey's having a fucking meltdown screaming at the kids.
On the 44, on first down, it's Algier with a big burst. And a gain of 7.
You see the difference, right? Algier.
Big burst, we have that in common.
Downhill, he gets to the second level, ASAP. No hesitation, no bounds.
Ritter's like, get the fuck out of here.
Set up the blocks and set up everybody like Bajan does. But
Gee, I wish we still had Devondre Campbell.
Algier in the backfield. Robinson slot to the left.
Seriously, how did we draft so well and still end up with shit defenses? It makes no sense.
Second down and 2.
The biggest whiff we've had in a decade on defense was Tack McKinley. He was a fucking bum.
around, I think he just put out.
Vic Beasley showed his ass up. Vic Beasley was useful for 2 years.
I'll never forget what he did on draft day, and I was like, wow.
He had me hot like, yeah, we got the right guy. Never mind.
I was like, wow, okay. And then he just,
We've rushed for 136 yards already.
They have to capitalize here. They're getting
Like I said, if we can rush for 4,000 in a season, we got a chance. We just need 4,000.
just 4,000.
On first down from the 32, here's Algier.
I need 1,600 from Algier, 1,600 from Bijan, and about 800 from Cordero Patterson. Can we do that?
You know, honestly, I think it's possible.
We were the last team to have 3. Well, it was close. Tony Gonzalez had 970 something, and Roddy and Julio were like well over 1,400 each in 2012. So we almost had 3,000 yard receivers at one point. So can we get that for running backs though? Can we get 1,000 from each of them, please? If fucking Hill and Waddle with old Samoan Mark Sanchez throwing them the ball can put up the numbers they put up, I kid. Tua's fucking great. Tua's proven me wrong. So
And he's Hawaiian, not Samoan.
Samoan Mark Sanchez.
He's Hawaiian. He's not Samoan.
So he can't join the bloodline, you're saying?
No, he can't. It would be a pretty big insult for you.
Man, that CM Punk versus Kevin Owens feud is going to be money, ain't it?
Yep.
Fucking
I
money.
want CM Punk.
Because they don't fucking like each other, but they are fucking professional enough to work with each other, and I know
I
it.
want CM Punk in WWE so he can rip AEW a new one. That's what I want. Because I am still pissed the fuck off at how they did him when he arrived in London.
He fucked up, but they fucking knew it, and they egged him the fuck on. I don't care what anybody says. They were pressing his fucking buttons on
That is
purpose.
exactly what the Young Bucks were doing.
10 years in WWE. Name me one time he ever had a meltdown like he's had in AEW. You can't.
No.
People always say, wow, he's a disagreeable prick, but he's professional.
And the one time he did have a meltdown, Vince laughed in his face and told him to go out there and do it.
Yeah. Because they have leadership in WWE.
coverage, busting out by the linebackers usually.
Nobody's hated WWE more than me for 5 years until about a year ago.
Oh, I don't know. I'm up there.
You're up there. But even I was like, you know what? The things they do right, they're fucking professional.
When they get it right, yes.
They're creative as shit. Oh my God.
Yeah.
He's carrying us. He's keeping us in this game. We should be down by 3 fucking scores.
Bijan Robinson.
Yeah. With the fucking bad balls Ritter's throwing, we should be down like 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Odell Beckham Jr. exits with an ankle injury.
See you next season. Maybe.
Maybe, we'll see.
Maybe it's not that serious.
It's just an ankle injury. It could be, sprained ankle, rolled ankle. We'll see.
Oh my God!
I don't think he got his feet in. He got his feet in.
Mac Hollins is good.
He is good, but did he seriously get his feet
What drove
in?
me crazy, if he didn't hesitate, he had London for a touchdown. That's when I got pissed. I thought he was throwing it away. I was like, you had London, but you waited.
Going for 2, no hesitation.
Did Mac get his feet
Let's
down?
make sure the feet were in, Kenny.
Don't get my hopes up now.
Man, I thought Ritter was throwing this away.
I thought he was too.
Me too.
And I was about to explode. You had Drake London for a touchdown.
Collins, 6'4".
Woo!
All the way. Oh.
That left foot.
That's
The
close,
left foot,
yeah.
That left foot.
Oh, hell, this angle's going to fuck us. No. No, that's down, baby.
All scoring plays reviewed.
How? Ow!
Freeze! Boom! Got it.
Toes down.
Got to review it, obviously, but that's good.
Ow!
That's good.
Yeah, I think he recognized had he put his heels down, he would have been out of bounds. So he
Who was that receiver for New
Ow.
England last week that didn't get their second foot down like a jackass and lost the game? I already forgot.
Fuck, I can't remember either.
I was like, you fucking moron! New England was going to beat Philly.
Here he goes.
I just remember that play and I was thinking the same thing.
Don't show Drake London wide open for 2 seconds
Yeah,
so I don't get mad.
Toes definitely inbounds.
That's the catch of the year so far. We're only 2 weeks in. That's the one. That or the Zay Jones catch for Jacksonville last week.
That was a damn good catch.
Or the Garrett Wilson Monday night touchdown.
How did Matt do that? Because his toes are down before his
Yes, with the
upfield
ball in
touches.
his hands. It's fucked up.
The ball does not move. His toes are down before that heel touch.
Don't you take this from me.
They shouldn't.
Looks like he
The second the ball touches his hands, he has control of it.
Oh, AEW, they had to fire Punt. When that shit happened, I was like, he's out. I was like, he needs to get out. If they don't fire him, he needs to get out. I was in favor of them firing him. I was. Because Cameron just said they were justified. Oh, absolutely.
Well, yeah, with how they did. Well, I mean, with how they did him before before Wembley.
And then it came out that he was already trying to get out. That little visit to Raw when they were conveniently in Chicago, there was an agenda there.
Maybe that left heel.
And I kind of suspected at the time. And I remember saying, damn, I wish he could get out of AEW right
I
now.
wasn't sure if the reports were right because it got reported he wanted out. It got reported he did. He wanted to quit.
After review, the receiver was out of bounds.
Excuse me?
They're saying he didn't have control when his feet were touching. but
If
he did.
anything, that's not conclusive. You can't overturn that.
I could
So the call
Catch.
field is reversed there.
Touchdown.
his toes come down. The toes.
If the
count.
toes touch, it does not fucking matter what happens after that.
Because before his feet even touch, he has possession.
Yes.
The ball never moves. That is a bad call.
Yeah, it's
That is
lousy.
a bad call.
If anything, you just have to. You can't say either way. You just have to let it stand. Lame.
I will agree there. That was a very bad call. Very bad.
You know, 4 years ago, I never would have thought the tide would turn where I'm begging people to go back to WWE. Because for a while, I was like,
either.
yes, go to AEW. Be free. Go to AEW. Now I'm the complete opposite. I'm like, get the fuck out and go to WWE.
Because that's the only way Tony Khan's going to learn.
You know, there used to be a ceiling in WWE that people couldn't get through. That's kind of gone now. AEW is the one with the fucking ceilings. If you're not buddies with you-know-who, you're not getting anywhere.
Because Tony Khan does it to himself. If he would stop listening to the Young Bucks, then all his problems would go away.
I think he knows that because he was siding with CM Punk the entire fucking time until Punk got pissed off and flipped out on him. Because Punk was like, fuck you, it's your fault, from what I
It is.
understand. And it is.
It is his
You allow this little pissant fucking shit to go on.
So they can make a break on the football.
Ever since Cody left, that is the reason why there is a civil fucking war in the locker
Gee, I
room.
wonder why Cody left and isn't legally allowed to talk about why he left. Huh.
It's because of this. It's because Tony wouldn't agree with
Brutal.
Cody. He didn't see Cody's
Fucking
value.
brutal.
Yes.
But yeah, Cody left and has said he's legally not allowed. He said there's no beef with the Bucks.
No.
Not,
that's
and
not
I believe
the
there's
problem.
not now. I bet
No.
there was before.
Look at the pressure.
I think what happened was Tony didn't see Cody's worth. Cody didn't want to turn heel. He knew he could make it as a face. Just give him a chance. Tony didn't want to do it, and that's why Cody.
I remember casually watching AEW because I kind of fell off watching them because it started to suck.
Yes,
So
it
I
did.
kind of fell off, but I was watching casually, and I was so confused. It's like, why are they booing Cody like this?
Because of Arn Anderson. Arn didn't bury him, but
Yeah.
the segment that they did in the ring with Arn and Cody, that unintentionally buried Cody.
The Brandy Rose Jade Cargill thing didn't help either.
And yeah, that.
Brandy's a sweet woman, but she's so
I
bad.
like Brandy.
She's
I
so
like her.
bad,
She's
though.
nice. She's cool. But yeah, she's garbage.
You can suck and still be a wonderful person, so it's okay.
Yeah, it is okay.
She tried her fucking best.
She did.
You
She was
know,
garbage.
for all the shit we talked about Eva Marie, hey, that's the best she had. She sucked, but that's the best. And she did get better when she came back. She was better. And I was like, you know what?
I've never liked Eva Marie, but Brandy Rhodes was something else.
Tell you,
give Brandy this. Brandy works as a heel. She is a great
I tell you who's not better. Nia Jax was back for 6 seconds and hurt 2 people.
Yep.
She hurt Raquel and hurt Rhea. They're not like out, but she hurt them.
They're hurt.
Stevie Richards posted a great video on his YouTube page breaking down why she fucking sucked when she came back the other night, because he was like, look at this.
Because she's rusty too.
He goes,
along with everything.
He
else.
said she's fired up, adrenaline, thrilled to be back, and first thing she does is do a Samoan drop on the floor and drop all her weight on Raquel.
You can't do that.
And then
She
Raquel no-sells it, which is bad for Raquel. Like, come on, Raquel, you're better than that. Like, she's good. And she fucking no-sells the Samoan drop, gets back in the fucking ring. And Stevie's like, and when that happened, I thought the same thing Stevie said. I was like, oh, here comes a count out to like protect Raquel and keep Rhea as champion so Raquel can get a third match with her. But no, she gets back up from the Samoa drop, gets in the ring, and then takes Riptide 1, 2, 3. I'm like, why wouldn't you just stay down and do the count out for the Samoan drop?
Probably because she don't like Nia Jax.
She no-sold the fuck out of it. And
That's
then
probably why.
Nia pissed me off. Like, when I was watching it at first, I didn't notice how much she fucking squished Rhea on the goddamn bonsai drop. Because you're supposed to hang... She slipped off the ropes and dropped her fat fucking ass right on the top of Rhea's chest.
Oh!
And then, while Rhea's laying there, under her,
Oh!
she starts slapping Rhea across the fucking face. And I go, that's not okay. And Rhea didn't look like she was ready for it. I'm like, bruh, if I'm not... One day in wrestling, you don't slap somebody unless they're in on it.
Yeah, like if it's.
And
one
Rhea
thing-
didn't look like she was in on it because she was selling. And I was like, oh, what the fuck?
She was probably like, "Ow! Oh my God! Jesus Christ! What are you doing?"
And Nia started bitch slapping her in the fucking mouth, and I'm like, you suck. At least you're like 50 pounds lighter now, so you're less likely to kill someone. But
She's 50 pounds lighter.
oh, she lost a lot of weight.
Really? She don't look it.
She's pretty fucking big, but she lost a
still
lot of
looks
weight.
Chunky. I don't.
Because she was posting pictures on social media of like her weight loss journey, and she's actually lost a good amount of weight.
I'm sorry, but don't look it.
I
know
see,
I can't say anything.
as a look, she's fucking awesome. I'm like, damn, she could
yeah.
be. She's like fucking. She reminds me of Awesome Kong.
But she sucks.
She's
Awesome
just dangerous
Kong
in
was
the
awesome.
ring. Yeah.
He is not.
Nia Jax is just dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be even if you can't work that well, just be safe. She's
And
not
she
safe.
ain't safe. She ain't safe. She fucks up everything she does.
I know there was AEW drama before Punk got there. You just didn't hear about it much. There was problems there already. Eddie Kingston, Sammy Guevara, Andrade. There was a lot of drama going on there. Cody when he left, but they kept the Cody shit quiet, and Cody kept it quiet.
Because, gee, why is it that Cody was able to keep it quiet? Because he's professional.
And then along comes fucking CM Punk, who ain't gonna keep shit quiet. Whether right or wrong, he ain't gonna stay quiet.
He'll stay quiet depending on how you react to it. Like, if you can be professional, he'll be professional.
He swallowed a lot of shit in WWE, and you didn't hear about it till later on. AEW, he's like, I ain't taking shit from these fucking guys.
Yeah, because they're all a bunch of fucking children.
Because in his eyes, he was brought there, you're the top guy, you're the big draw, you're the veteran. These young guys can lean on you.
I'll say this.
And-
I will say this. He got there and immediately tried to change everything.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Half
Not
the
on
locker
your
room
first
embraced
day.
it, and half of them didn't.
You gotta know your audience, all right? Like maybe after a month, then you do that because now you know your audience, you know what's going on.
I saw-
You can't do that immediately.
Ricky Starks posted a picture of him and Punk on Twitter and was like, thank you, bro, for everything you did for me. Love you. And I
Yeah,
said, look
because
out,
you fucking
Starks, they're
helped
coming
him.
for you next.
They fucking helped him.
That's interference.
Yep.
But yeah, Starks like, thanks for everything, brother. And I was like, Starks, they're going to get your ass now. Be careful.
Well, WWE will take him. I
Yeah.
promise you they'll take him.
I can't remember who it was that pointed out. They said, have you noticed that WWE stopped giving out big money to keep people from going to AEW? Because they're just like, fine, go.
Yep.
Because when AEW first got started and they were hot for a couple of years, WWE was like, fucking Kevin Owens, here's a shit ton of money. Seth Rollins, here's fucking money. They were paying, people that didn't fucking draw for shit were getting paid to stay. And now, go. Have fun.
The only
Fuck
person
off.
they wouldn't let, just walk out the fucking door like that would be Seth Rollins.
They let Edge go. Because they're just like, fine, you're old.
Well, it's because Edge is about to retire.
He wants to work with Christian.
He wants to go on his little Twilight run with Christian. Okay.
And I'll watch that. That'll
Me
probably
too.
be good.
I'll watch it.
Christian's on top of his game.
Christian is
Huh.
so fucking funny right now. He is so hilarious.
He and Punk were going to be a great feud. I know they were going to go that way. Him and Punk are buddies. They were going to go that way.
I don't think they were going to.
Because originally it was like, hey, Punk, want to work with Jericho? No. Give me Samoa Joe. Fuck Chris Jericho. Fucking stooge.
Why would he want to work with?
Why would he want to work with somebody who's been backstabbing him the whole fucking time? And Punk's finally in a position where he'd be like, yeah, I'm not working with that guy. How's those collision ratings looking right now?
Collision.
Saturday's a tough night anyway, but you just fired your fucking top draw, so.
But Collision was kind of like, it was all right.
I was enjoying the hell out of Collision.
Well, in
Just because it
terms
was
of ratings,
wrestling. Yeah, ratings-wise,
it wasn't.
they started strong, and then they fell, and then they leveled out. And it was like, okay, they can get 400 to half a million people. And then college football hit. They took another hit. And then Punk got fired, and it took another hit. So, yeah. I was in favor of the Punk firing for a couple of reasons, and most of which I thought it was the best thing for him. I'm like, he needs to get the fuck out of there. It's just not going to work. One thing I felt bad for, because sometimes Punk will lash out, and I'm like, Punk, why are you being a dick to that guy? Apparently he flipped out on Miro. Because Miro, Rusev, was like, what the fuck was that about the Jungle Boy thing?
Oh, no. That was misinterpreted.
Oh, it was?
They were actually joking around.
Oh,
Miro was
Punk and
joking
Miro?
with them.
Okay.
Yes.
And okay, good to know, because in WWE, Punk took Rusev under his wing right before he left and really wanted to help him out, but then he quit the day after the run, or didn't quit. He just said he needed time off. He still maintains, I was not fucking quitting. I needed to go home. I was hurt, and they didn't want to let me go.
And Cam, Ricky Starks is not ass, okay? Come on.
I like
Stop.
Starks. I like Starks. It's not my favorite, but I like him a lot. I like Jay White and Swerve. They're fucking awesome.
The Switchblade is awesome, and it's been awesome for years.
Bullet Club Gold is like my favorite version of the Bullet Club because it doesn't have the fucking Bucks in it.
Well, the Bucks haven't been technically a part of it for
Yeah.
years now.
Like I said, it's my favorite version of the fucking Bullet Club because they're not in it.
And the guns are good enough.
I like the guns a lot.
all right.
They're fucking great.
I don't mind.
I love their gimmick if you pay attention. One of them dresses like Sean. One of them dresses like Hunter. I'm like, oh, because they thought their dad's friends were cooler than their dad, so they're emulating their dad's friends instead of him. I think that's hilarious. The dude's wearing the fucking mirrored Shawn Michaels top and everything. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Because everybody always said, hey, Billy Gunn's fucking lame. Everybody else in DX is cooler. Even Road Dogg, but Billy Gunn's fucking great.
Yes, he is. Love Billy.
He
His
was kind of
selling's
corny for the
hilarious.
time, but he was a great fucking worker.
His selling is just amazing. I love Billy.
I fell into the trap the WWE fell into. Why can't we make Billy Gunn a singles guy? Let's try it. It didn't work. Let's try it again. It didn't work. Oh, he got
I'll
hurt.
say this.
Yeah.
If they would have just let him be badass and then just kick him out the door, you got something.
When he first turned heel on DX and went into that feud with The Rock, that was the one. But the fucking
But
Rock
then
without
The
even...
Rock-
Like, I know The Rock wasn't meaning to kill his
No, he
fucking
wasn't.
career.
He wasn't trying to.
But The Rock, somebody once described The Rock, he's a fucking supernova that burns up everything around him. And it got Billy Gunn pretty damn good. It burnt his ass to a crisp. And he didn't even try. He did it to Austin Theory on Friday.
Austin Theory fucking deserves it. I don't like Austin Theory.
He's-
Fuck off.
He is fucking brilliant in the ring, but nobody gives a fuck. All those wins, he beat Cena, he beat Edge, he beat Jay, who they're fucking pushing to the fucking moon. Beat Rey Mysterio, beat Finn fucking 20 fucking times last year. Like, nobody cares.
We don't like Austin
Nobody
Theory.
cares. And for a while, I was like, this dude's got potential to be fucking top heel. And then I realized it's not going anywhere. And now, it's not that people don't like him. They just don't fucking care. And that's way worse.
Austin Theory's problem is he's all athleticism.
Yes.
If you take his athleticism away from him, what is he?
In 1997, we'd be like, holy fuck, look at this guy. But
Yeah, we would be.
it's 2023.
But now, though, if Ricky Starks leaves AEW, joins WWE, put them in a fucking tag team. That would help out.
I'd like to see Theory as a tag team wrestler.
It would help him out a lot. He could finally figure something out.
He and fucking Grayson Waller should be a goddamn tag team. Because Theory's the worker and Waller can just be a fucking wise ass.
No, Waller can work.
Yeah.
He's got something there. I don't like him, but they would be.
God, just wide ass open.
Yeah.
Y'all are about to witness the greatest comeback in it.
Here we go.
And I mean, Houston's going to beat Indy. I'm kidding. It's 31-10. And I'm fucking thirsty. The Falcons have driven me to drink and wish there was alcohol.
Breakdown of communication. Surprised that they let Jaden Reed get so open. Now that's the offer. He was supposed to have a flat. Apparently he must have read run. He had his keys mixed up. Made for an easy touchdown.
Well, for right now.
I love that. That caught me off guard. The second one, I really admire the way in which he bit you idiots over a barrel and shows you 50 states, and Nick goes, wow. He goes, see, told you it was a saying. What a great payoff from a stupid joke for the first movie. He's like, see, told you it was a saying. Wow. From a legal standpoint, your options are Jack fucking shit. Did he say Jack Leibowitz? Is that an attorney? It's because you have no balls, and your fathers had no balls. You are just the pitiful offspring of generations of people who were too scared to stand up and take what was theirs. And then one day, you will pass on your empty, shriveled sacks to your own pitiful offspring. And Charlie Day goes, I can understand a goddamn word he said. Should I be writing this down? Should I be listening? I can understand a goddamn word he said.
Oh my gosh.
I love Kevin Spacey. He's so good in that.
Yes, Kevin Spacey.
What?
Amazing.
You think I'm going to have a drink at 8 in the morning? Is that something you think a senior VP would do? I mean, if I told you I was going to dip my balls in honey and shaved coconut, would you do that too? And Nick goes, no, I would not. Really? Because I've got some coconut. Anyway. He's like, he's looking at it to see if Nick would say yes. He goes, anyway. Nick, you were 15 minutes late. I'm sorry. That's okay. I didn't think I had to punch a clock with you. I'll just attribute this to your drinking problem. I don't have a drink. Nick, please, we're in the middle of a meeting. He's such a dick. I'll just attribute this to your drinking problem. I don't have a drinking problem. Nick, please, we're in the middle of a meeting.
Oh, God.
You know, you made me work so late last month, I missed saying goodbye to my gam. I'm sorry. Thank you. I had no idea you called your grandmother gam.
Kevin Spacey is fantastic.
I'm really sorry you didn't get to say goodbye to Gary. Sorry.
Why doesn't he do more cool things like that?
He's so fucking funny. Like, you think
Yes,
of him
he
as like a
is.
serious actor, but he was hilarious.
Oh, he's money. Money.
Please, I have a wife and a cat. What you got there, bud? Just getting my gun. It'll only take a second. Let's get the fuck out of here. Just getting my gun. It'll only take a second. Hey, what the fuck are you doing on my street? And he holds up the paper that he threw out the window. And he goes, actually, the wind blew it out of my hand. I don't care if the wind blew it out of your twat. That's a great line. I don't care if the wind blew it out of your twat. Now take this piece of shit car and get the fuck off my fucking street.
Oh, man.
Take this piece of shit team and get them the fuck off my television. We're not bad. We're just not there yet.
A little more Jordan Love and arm angles, and we talk about Aaron Rodgers.
And I'm sure Cam is loving Jordan Love.
The biggest thing is that if you're going to have that arm angle,
I'm glad he doesn't appear to be a bust.
No, this is a
The
much,
years on the bench were kind to him.
This is a much different Jordan Love than what we saw like a couple of years ago. This is
He's fucking flawless today.
11 to 13, a buck 75, 3 touchdowns. You can't ask for really anything better.
He played great last week and missed a bunch of wide open throws, but still put up great numbers, and they killed the Bears.
Yeah.
Offsides. Take a look we can get.
Yeah. Guys are only down 12 points.
So yeah, we're not dead.
No. many guys have an injury?
But being robbed of a touchdown and a missed extra point is really kicking us in the nuts.
Defense, number 94. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Carl Brooks is getting in. He actually played pretty well last week against the Bears.
Oh, yeah, back to the Tony Khan thing. Question, why the fuck didn't you fire Jungle Boy?
Well, supposedly they were going to do something to him now.
I know it was his first offense, but when you're that fucking low on the card, fuck you. WWE would have shit canned him
Do
in
you
2
really want
seconds.
to know why? It's because he's friends with the fucking Young Bucks.
That's why he started shit with Punk. You cannot tell me that that wasn't fucking intentional.
Well, we know he's in the fucking Trampling Cowboys. We know that.
You can't tell me it wasn't intentional.
That's the reason why Jungle Boy went off so bad when he got told not to do the real glass spot. And by the way, they told Punk to tell him
Yes!
not to do
The
it.
producers told him to go talk to him because he might
Because
listen to
nobody
you.
else would listen. He wouldn't listen to nobody else.
That whole situation just fucking smells of bullshit.
It's total bullshit because it was Tony Schiavone and everybody else that told
He
Punk
won't
to go
fucking
talk to
listen.
him.
Will you go talk to the kid? Sure, I'll go talk to the kid because Punk liked Jungle Boy. He put him over on
Yes.
TV every time he could. He was always one of the people Punk would mention of like, hey, he's pretty
Yes.
talented.
Yes. Oh, but then Jungle Boy just flips him the middle finger.
Like, who the fuck do you think you are? If that was WWE, yeah, you're fired. Might bring you back later, but you're fired right now. Go the fuck home.
Rasul Douglas.
I just...
Going against Scotty Miller.
Illegal use of hands. Defense, number 29. 5-yard penalty.
We're going to Tom Brady our way down the field with short passes, runs, and penalties.
Really close. He's not allowed to use his hands after 5 yards. It looked like he might have gotten
I wish the Packers had missed that field goal, so this would be the rush score, 21-12.
Joe Barry, defensive coordinator, what he's doing now.
I like the new Fox scoring thing.
Man, there's Joe Barry, defensive coordinator.
I like shit that doesn't take up a massive portion of the fucking screen, you know?
We cover man on man.
Well, you know, back when we were kids, I liked the tick.
Oh, if he got the second foot down,
Oh, fuck, he got ran into the wall.
give it to him.
6 seconds remaining.
Incomplete.
On first down,
Counter.
Robinson.
Ah!
Out across the field.
He's always just an inch away from busting one out. That was one of them.
I tried to power through that. I couldn't do it.
You hear the other thing that pissed Punk off. Hey, before we go to London, we're all going to be in Atlanta. Let's have a meeting.
Oh, yeah. He tried to get in on the meeting. And
He
they
goes
wouldn't let him.
from Chicago to Atlanta to talk to these fuckwits.
And they would not let him
and they
in it.
back the fuck off. Strike one. Then strike two gets to London. Where's his transportation?
They just fucked him over so hardcore with that.
Oh, but he's an asshole and he's
Fucking
a problem.
bullshit.
He's the problem. Even though
Where
we're
was Tony
fucking needling him.
when you know Punk was trying to call the number he was given? Where was Tony?
And I'll say it over and over. Punk is a fucking prick and overreacted.
But
But if I told Kevin when it happened, I said, well, if somebody looked at me and said, do something about it, I'm going to do something about it.
I'll do something about it too.
And I hate to invoke Cornette because he's so controversial, but he said
love
what I
Cornette.
said. Cornette said, well, apparently this little motherfucker doesn't know that there are still people in this business where if you challenge them to a fucking shoot or tell them to do something, guess what, motherfucker? They're going to do something. Punk's one of those guys.
Yes, he is. Because he's kind of old school
Like,
like
what?
that
Who
in
the
a way.
fuck? You can't look at somebody like that and say, do something about it.
And expect them not to do something about it to a little fucktard who hasn't been an actual champion
Unfortunately,
yet.
not everybody is post comeback Shawn Michaels, who apparently Randy Orton smarted off to him, and Shawn was just like whatever, because Shawn's like reminds me of me. Apparently, that was what Shawn's reaction was. Is well, I used to be an asshole too, so fucking whatever. And they said Benoit went after Randy Orton for smarting off to Shawn Michaels, because Shawn was like kids, but Benoit was like and they said he fucking went off on Orton and made Orton do 1,000 squats. And bullied him into doing it. Like, if you don't fucking do these squats, I'm going to stretch your ass. Like, that came out when Benoit died because Triple H mentioned it on the Benoit Tribute Raw. He wouldn't say who it was. He said a younger superstar disrespected Shawn Michaels, and Chris Benoit set him straight. It was fucking Randy Orton. Of course it was Randy Orton. Randy Orton's another shithead too. While we're at it, but you know what kills
He
me?
learned over time, though.
I came to the conclusion that Punk had problems with management in WWE, not so much other talent. Like he was,
Doesn't sound like
he got pissed. Him and Elijah Burke got mad at each other. Him and RVD got mad at each other, but RVD is so chill, nothing came of it. But it was more of a management thing and a creative thing. Look who Punk was close to. Buddies with Cena, Edge, Orton, Jericho at the time. Batista's one of his best friends. Undertaker liked him. So, he was friends with Brock. And these are like the most professional of the professionals. I mean, you could make it. Randy Orton used to not be, but by the time him and Punk were working together, Orton was cool. He was friends with all those guys, and Cena put him over of like, yeah, he's a fucking awesome leader. He's good to have here. He was friends with Shawn Michaels. Shawn was like, reminds me of me, like him. The only guy he had heat with was Triple H, and that was like creative bullshit. When Triple H got on creative, then they had issues. But in AEW, he's the top guy with no top guy friends except like Joe and Brian. Ah! Oh, must him! Get shit on!
Even though Darnell Savage is only like 6 foot, but still got him.
That Kevin King out there?
No, because Kevin King is actually 6'3".
I still take Savage over Kevin King.
Well, not against Matt Collins.
Kind of out of the screen, you can't see him, but they had.
Arthur Smith's like, look, we gave the ball to Drake London for 2 seconds. Run the
Really?
ball.
They gave it to him for 2 seconds?
Yeah, literally there. I like how Algier's really good, but even Bijan's so good he's making Algier look bad in comparison.
To the first quarter, they had 3 opportunities from the one, settled for a field goal, go forward on 4th down in the second quarter, did not
So yeah,
convert.
Punk's a top guy in AEW with no top guy friends that have the pull that his top guy friends had in WWE. So, of course, shit happens. If he goes back to WWE, I know there's some guys there that are bitchy about him. Rollins, Owens. Owens will put that shit aside. Rollins is a little fucking pissant about things, but even he would work with him. You remember why Rollins is pissed at Punk?
No, I don't. Oh, not really.
When Punk became a co-host on that SmackDown talk show on Fox, Rollins started trying to work himself into an angle with Punk to force him to want to come back, maybe. So he tried to work a feud on Twitter with Punk without Punk being in on it. And Punk was basically like, go fuck yourself. I'm not coming back. Stop fucking talking about me. I'm not working an angle with you. So that's why Rollins is pissy about Punk. Because Rollins was begging for CM Punk to come back. Oh, I love Phil. He's my friend. He taught me so much. Now, he's cancer. Stay away, Phil. In that interview he did where he talked about it, like, oh yeah, now you're mad at him. Thought you said he was your fucking buddy.
Yeah, I know, right?
And also, why the fuck are you sticking up for the Bucks? They spent 2 years on television mocking you every week. Probably because they're jealous that you're 10 times better than they are. But they spent that time mocking you. I thought it was funny because remember what the Bucks were doing for a while? They were, whatever Rollins was wearing that week, because, you know, he started wearing the weird outfits, the Bucks would wear a version of it on AEW.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it was looking ridiculous, and Rollins' Messiah shit was horrible at the time. Big 4th down. I can't, well, might as well go for it. Get in there! Woo! What a play call.
We have us a football game.
Fold the
today.
cameraman. That's when you know it's a good play call. The cameraman was looking at the running back. Buffalo's killing the Raiders. It's 31-10. Yeah, I'd buy the fake on Bijan as well. I can't blame the Packers for that one. Are you sure he was in?
Yeah, this time.
Are you sure? Yeah, Squidward. Yeah, Squidward. Yeah, Squidward. My young ho is cool. That was a nice play call. What a throw to get down there. I wish people online would stop misinterpreting when I bash AEW. I'm not bashing the talent. I'm bashing Tony Khan and the way that fucking place is ran.
There's only some people I'll bash.
Yeah, I'll bash for you. The Bucks. Fucking Hangman. I think he's dog shit.
I like him in the ring, but he's a fucking pussy.
He is such
like,
a
as person.
fucking unbelievable pussy.
Yes.
I don't buy you as the badass fucking cowboy. You are such a wimp.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And when Punk called you out, you pussed out.
Mm-hmm. Because he tried to call out Punk. Punk countered his
For
ass.
some shit that was none of his
then-
fucking business, too.
And then backed the fuck off of it.
What business of it is there, the shit with Punk and Cabana? Because coming into this, Punk
don't
was
understand
friends.
it either.
Punk was friends with the Bucks. They wanted him there. He was their friend. And they were friends with Cabana while they were friends with Punk. And then all of a sudden they want to get mad about Punk and Cabana when Punk's like, I haven't had any fucking contact with this dude whatsoever since the lawsuit ended. And now apparently I'm the reason he's getting quote unquote demoted.
It wasn't Punk.
It's the fact that nobody
Why
gives a
did they
fuck about Colt
blame
Cabana.
Punk for that?
If you're not over, why am I going to put you on TV? Cabana's not been over for a while. I love Colt Cabana. When it comes to
Hasn't
Punk and
been over
Cabana,
for years.
Punk and Cabana, I'm neutral because I like them both. I thought they could be professional enough to stay neutral on the fucking situation
I
and
think,
leave it alone.
from my understanding, those two have been. It's just the Bucks jumped in on it for no reason.
Yeah.
That's the way I've understood it.
Oh man, Meltzer's getting all this information. Who the fuck do you think's telling him this?
Gee, I wonder who.
Gee, I wonder fucking who. The guys that named a move after him?
Which
Which is
first
hilarious.
It was funny.
It is
At
hilarious.
First it was funny. Okay. If I was a wrestler, I would totally have a move
I
called the Cornette Drop.
about fell over laughing when the Punk Jungle Boy shit happened. I'm like, the fucking show is still going on and the shit's already out.
I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it.
I did.
I did not
I was like,
believe
well,
it.
makes sense.
Because it just did not make sense to me. I was like, no, there's no way.
Punk is in the
No.
ring with Joe still when the fucking story comes out. Big fucking mouths.
I did not believe it. I didn't believe it. Because I just thought there was no way possible that could happen.
In the middle, the Punk has just come out the garden. Holy shit, he choked Jungle Boy and swung on him.
And then, flipped out on Tony Khan and then walked out. For his entrance.
Remember when Brock okay, so Tony Khan, my life was in danger. Brock Lesnar squared up to Vince McMahon, and Vince didn't fucking back down. Because he's not smart. One thing, he's not that smart. But also,
he's not.
goddamn, dude, they're wrestlers. You're dealing with fucking high-intensity athletes.
Well, that and Vince probably didn't think that Brock would swing on him anyway.
The video of Brock throwing that goddamn belt at Vince.
And Vince really didn't budge.
Vince goes, "You motherfucker," when Brock walked out of the room.
And Brock just kept walking.
Rollins was there, too. Rollins was like...
Shit.
I think Rollins was in the room and Kevin Owens is in the room. And Shane was there. Because the belt whizzed past Shane and hit Vince.
And I'm pretty sure they didn't budge either. They were just like...
That was after the shitty Brock Roman match. Oh, wait, I don't mean to narrow it down. There were several. The one in New Orleans.
The only one I liked was the one that was really quick.
The first one and the last man standing were both good.
I liked the one where it was like really quick and it was over in like 2 or 3 minutes. And like Brock tried to hit like Roman with a chair or some shit. I like that one. Just can't remember which one it was. I think that was like the third one.
I'll cut him a break on the one at the WrestleMania in Texas because Roman dislocated his fucking shoulder.
And there's nothing you can do.
And it was a bad match. I fell asleep during the match. It was so bad. So I actually fell asleep and missed the fact that, he's hurt, and that's why it sucked. I thought, wow, that sucked. I fell asleep. Oh, he was hurt.
How did he dislocate his shoulder on German?
I want to say it was a spear through the barricade.
Oh.
I want to say it was that. I might have to go back and look it up.
Yeah, that'll do it.
But the one in New Orleans where Brock bloodied Roman and beat him, and the crowd was happy, but the match stunk to fucking high heaven, and Brock knew it, and he was mad. I think Brock was mad because he didn't want to go on last because he figured it would be shit, and it was going to get a bad reaction. Even if it was good, the crowd was going to shit all over it. Because that's where we were at the time.
Well, again, my favorite Brock Roman match was the one that was over like.
That was like a
quick.
SummerSlam one year. Roman
That was
won,
like
right?
what, their third one,
I
wasn't
think.
it?
Yeah.
That one I liked because it was like so much different from the others.
And it put Roman over
It
because
was
Roman
actually,
won.
I thought it was good. Like it was actually good. Only
Oh, God damn it all to hell.
So AJ
Sorry.
Terrell did that. Jair Alexander did that. Clay Walker did that.
Only one corner in this game can catch, apparently, and it's fucking
Apparently.
Randall. I think it was Randall that caught the pick. I can't remember. First quarter was a while ago.
Well, Cam's in chat. Cam could probably tell us.
Who caught that pick earlier? Because nobody else can catch one for either team.
Just like Jair Alexander on the other side.
Terrell's been playing out of his mind, too.
He wanted that interception, though.
Packers punting for the first time since the first quarter. Hughes backpedals.
I know one thing about later today. It's gonna be the first test of, is Mike McCarthy a good play caller again? Because, you know, he didn't really have to do anything last week with the Giants. Cowboys offense just had to sit on the ball. You know.
Yeah.
I think today they might have to do a little more. And it's not going to be easy because the Jets defense is tough. But then again, Zach Wilson's so bad, who's to say the Cowboys don't go up 33-0 again right off the jump. Face mask on Green Bay.
During the return, personal foul, face mask. You can see number 34.
We in there.
First down.
Here's the good thing about being down by 5. The game's not likely to go to overtime.
No, it's not.
We're still close enough to win, but make it a weird score, so. Of course, if we go for 2 like we're probably going to, that would make that irrelevant. Kelsey with a drop. Damn. What's up with Kansas City? They can't catch.
That's odd. Normally they can.
Especially him. I bet he makes up for it right here. Although look at the defense they're playing. Count how many guys go after a false start. Dude, 74 again. Just like last week.
Jawan Taylor?
They're calling it now.
What the fuck?
NFL sent a memo out this week. They're cracking down on that shit, and he just did it again.
Yeah, they fucking need to. The motherfucker was lined up illegally.
Now, somebody, Jaguar Gator 9, who's a great NFL YouTuber, big Jaguars fan, you know, Taylor played for the Jags. He said, this proves to me that nobody watches Jaguars games because this motherfucker's been getting away with this for a couple of years now. And I'm like, oh, he has? Because nobody fucking watches Jaguars games. So, of course, he can get away with it. Even the guy at the fucking command center in New York for the NFL that's keeping an eye on shit's probably not watching the Jacksonville games.
He was calling him out last week. I was screaming. You know, I was talking to Jay last week about
Did it again.
Like, dude, he's doing it again.
Did it again. God. The entire right side of the line moved, so I don't know who they're going to call him.
He needs to be fucking cut.
They called it on somebody else, but he jumped too.
Well, of course he did.
They called it on Tootie, the guard. Look, Baker got the Bucks to 20 points. Game over. That, and they're playing the Bears. So, pretty sure the Bears haven't won a game by over 20 points in years.
I actually don't want their score to change from above 20 and still win. I want that to become a.
You score 20, you've been able to beat the Bears for the last 30 fucking years of existence. So.
Pretty much.
Except that time in 2018 where they suddenly played amazing offense and Trubisky looked like a Pro Bowler.
Even though he really...
That is one of the weirdest one-hit wonders in the last, 10 years of, damn, 2018 Bears were awesome.
He really wasn't that good. He was checking down a lot.
Yeah, and they were playing defense. I remember they played the Vikings, and, they got 4 takeaways and beat them, 24 to, 11 or some shit.
That's a penalty if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, they called it.
Jonathan Owens hits left.
The Bears beat the Rams 16-9 or something that regular season.
Yeah,
there were some Bear games that were bad. Yeah, but there were games where they were lighting it up. Like Pittsburgh, they fucking ripped Pittsburgh a new asshole that year. I just remember Tree going, "You guys lost to the Bears."
Hey, come on, the Bears were actually good then.
That was early in the year, though. We really didn't know if they were going to be good yet, and it was damn, Pittsburgh.
Wasn't that before they got Khalil Mack too?
That was the year they got him. They got him in 2018.
Yeah, I know, but didn't they get him in early in the season, week 4 or 5?
Something like that.
Yeah. Because John Gruden's a fucking madman.
And then he goes back a few years later and goes, "Can I have Khalil Mack back?"
That's what he literally
They actually did.
Yes.
They're like, "Want to trade back?" No.
Fuck no.
And I'm sure Khalil Mack would have been like, "I'm retired."
And then the Chargers were like, "Hey, can we have him?" Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we don't need Khalil Mack or Amari Cooper. What? Cooper goes to Dallas and remains a stud his entire time until he was injured his last year. But yeah, when the Cowboys didn't have Cooper, they stunk. They got blown out by the Titans, and then the next day traded for Cooper and went on a fucking tear. So
And now he's in Cleveland getting happy endings
Deshaun
with
Robinson is
Deshaun.
something special. You want that guy. every
Don't you
game.
love the way the world works?
14 years straight, the AFC North has had a sexual predator as a starting quarterback. You know, that's the longest streak in the NFL since the merger.
You know, I was happy because for a while it didn't look like we were actually going to be able to get him. Then we fucking got him, and I wanted to
We
kill
were gonna
myself.
fucking have him. That's fucking a nightmare to think about. Like,
Third down and 2.
yeah.
Pick up the first down.
Yeah, I can't believe it. You guys somehow avoided getting Deshaun. How'd you do
Oh,
it?
we were all in. We had him.
Oh, I know. I don't know how. You
And I
guys
was
didn't
like-
have him.
Hesitation. Look at his eyes.
And you guys were going to bring in Leonard Fournette with him too, because Leonard said if he would have signed, he'd sign too.
When the Watson Falcons thing was going on, I was like,
Oh my God, the Browns are going to avoid getting him. Oh my God.
I didn't know how to feel. On one hand, you don't like it because you know he's a bad person. Wow. Tall buddy. That was good. Get low. That defender did a good job. I thought open
Listen to Little
field,
John, get low.
open field, you was about to get embarrassed. But you held your shit down and got him out of bounds.
Listen to Little John in the East Side.
Woo!
Get low.
I see Bijan in space. I know it's going to be good.
Oh,
So I thought he had a chance to get by here and score.
Could be Deshaun Robinson. Meanwhile, Falcons back in plus territory, almost in the red zone.
From the Green Bay 24. Here's Robinson coming outside.
Too much dancing around.
Well, the Packers had that.
Yeah.
A couple on the plane. Darnell
That's why he was dancing around. He saw there was nowhere to go.
Nice job, Darnell Savage. Interestingly, he was benched last year. And Joe Barry, Matt LaFleur talked about it. They sat him
Oh.
down, told him he was going to
You didn't notice these, did you?
Yes, I did. I want those for my Switch.
Feel that.
Yeah. Can I?
Look how much better that is than the
Dude, this
Joy-Cons.
feels so much better.
It's like holding a fucking PS5 controller.
I like this.
While you're holding
a
the
lot.
Switch.
I need me a pair.
There you go. Yeah, I couldn't resist. I was like, I gotta have
I
it.
really, really like those a lot.
Because I was looking at the Pro
I've
controller.
been looking at them, and
Yeah.
I really want them.
I looked at the Pro controller and said, well, I mostly play my Switch handheld and not at home. So fuck the Pro controller. I get the Pro Joy-Con things.
Here's the end of the big
I
pass
really
play.
want me a pair of those.
It's pretty
badly.
sick. It makes driving and shooting so easy.
Oh, man.
I finished Red Dead Redemption with the regular ones, and now I want to go back and play it again with the fucking Pro ones.
I want to take those Pro ones and then put them on that little,
They won't
controller
fit on
thing.
that. You have to get a different one.
Oh, okay.
Because if you look, that shit kind of gets in the way. So
okay.
if I want to play with this, I'm fine playing like this. But when I play handheld, it's that or nothing.
He wants everyone to take a
And you would think those would burn more battery. They don't. It's still the same battery usage.
Really?
Yeah. Because the Switch usually gets 1 hour is 20%. So you get like about 6 hours maybe of battery
That's
life.
why I just leave mine docked.
Yeah. I like playing handheld just to chill out on the bed and not be up in this chair, lean forward, because I got a bad habit of leaning forward.
before you can actually have a fumble.
So here's Koo.
All right, Koo.
39-yard attempt.
Are you going to have a stroke in your leg again?
He's clutch as fuck. Come on now. Fourth quarter.
He's usually clutch.
And I smell a turnover coming out.
Somebody got knocked the fuck out.
Ooh.
This time, you only need a field goal.
Made it.
Kick is good.
Okay, so what the fuck happened to 6 of Kansas City?
Falcons going to win 25-24.
Okay, that was
Oh!
interference and then just got slammed
Body weight.
into the turf.
It's okay. He's not a quarterback. You can body weight somebody.
Man, he got body slammed.
You think NFL will outlaw field turf now that Rodgers got hurt in a big moment?
Should.
Yeah, they probably should. They should.
If you're not going to take care of it, like they need to have like an inspector that they pay to come look at all of like the natural.
I touched field turf for the first time in my life in Dallas because outside the Cowboy Stadium they have a field, and it's the turf. And I was like, this stuff is squishy. Like, this doesn't feel that bad. But then you realize, wait, cutting and like your foot digs in a little bit more than it would on natural grass because it's squishy. So yeah, it like pulls on your muscles a little bit.
Well, the turf, because
Yeah.
what the turf is now is just a bunch of rubber fucking pellets.
Yeah, which
So that's
which is
why-
really helpful for instant replay.
True.
It is so helpful for instant replay. Go look at the little
Sure.
pellets dragging up. and it's soft, so it doesn't really hurt to land on. But man, it hurts your muscles because you're just
for some reason because
pushing in all day.
It's like it's like it's forcing you to like drive your legs in more.
At least it's not AstroTurf because that shit was crippling people.
AstroTurf is bullshit, and they tried to put rubber pellets on that, and it didn't work.
I blame AstroTurf for Deion Sanders having to have half his goddamn foot amputated in the last couple of years. And the doctor's like, yeah, you're like, because Deion had a lot of foot injuries in the 90s late in his career. I'm like, yeah, because he's on fucking AstroTurf all the time. That didn't help.
Yeah, because look at it. Who did he spend a lot of time with? Dallas.
Did you ever see the video? He said he was like kind of embarrassed about how his foot looks because a lot of it's been cut off now. And he's showing Shannon Sharp his foot. And he's got like 2 toes left. And one of the toes is crooked from all the injuries. And he said, nah, that toe's just sad because the homie's gone. Because he had 3 other toes amputated because that side of his foot's gone. And Shannon Sharp goes, hey, man, don't worry. Deion's still 10 toes down for it. Oh, I'm sorry. And Deion goes, see, that's what I mean. I show you my foot. You're going to see her do this to me. Shannon said, you know when somebody says, I'm 10 toes down for you, dog, like Deion can't do that anymore.
But Deion, though, you know that Shannon.
You know Shannon's going to fucking roast you.
Oh, yes. Shannon don't hold
But I love Deion looking at the crooked toe go, man, he's just sad that the homies is gone. Shannon said, you know, I'm 10 toes down for you, Prom. Oh, wait a minute. You see Shannon kept calling Stephen A. Skip. Oh, my God. Because it's just, he says the same shit. He's like, here's the thing, Skip. He called Stephen A. Skip like 8 fucking times the first week.
Stephen was about to wig out.
No, Stephen was laughing. He's like, oh, it's cool, dude. You were there for 7 years. The last time he goes, here's the thing, Skip. And Shannon goes, Stephen A. And like punches the table. And he was mad. He goes, here's the thing, Skip. Stephen A. I mean, it's okay, Shannon. It's okay. And Shannon goes, Stephen A. Because Skip just rolls off the tongue better, and he's been saying it for so long. Here's the thing, Skip. He said that like 3 fucking times in the first show. And the second day, Stephen A. goes, I got a solution. And he pulled out a giant name tag and says, hello, my name is Stephen A. And Shannon goes, damn you. Said, how dare you do this to me?
I love Stephen.
Shannon laughed like crazy. Said, how dare you do this to me, Stephen A. Stephen A. punched the table, dude. He was so mad. I felt bad for him. He's hard on himself.
But Shannon's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
I love Shannon.
Well, the 25, it's still on first down.
You know, they had to replaced him with Richard Sherman, Keyshawn Johnson, and Michael Irvin on Undisputed. And they're not bad, but Skip without Shannon or Stephen A. just ain't worth watching.
No.
But he got too damn disrespectful with Shannon. And that's why Shannon left. This motherfucker got straight up disrespectful. You're jealous of Tom Brady.
Who the fuck?
Why was Shannon, a 3-time Super Bowl champion, Hall of Fame tight end, be jealous of him? Because you weren't good enough to play as long as him. I played tight end in the 90s. That's a lot harder than playing quarterback in the 2000s.
Fuck yeah.
So, of course, Shannon didn't play as long.
Fuck no.
And Shannon said he retired early. Shannon said he could probably play 3 more years, but he chose not to. Because he played fucking tight end in the 90s. Tight end's still not easy to play, but in the 90s,
No.
dude, he plays a high-impact position. Quarterback's the most fucking protected spot on the field now. You're jealous because you weren't as good to play as long as Tom Brady. Shannon was a fucking Pro Bowler his last 2 seasons.
If I was Shannon, I would have fucking powerbombed Skip.
His next to last year, he set the single-game tight end receiving record that still stands. When he went back to Denver. Short. He's short. He's short. Yep. 4th down. Give me my ball. We're going to run out 6 minutes with Bijan.
Dylan tripped over himself, to be quite honest, but they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Don't jump. I think they're going for it. Nah, you're pussies. You ain't going to do it. No balls.
No, he's got to play.
All right, false start.
False start. False start.
I think he made the decision to go himself after
I
being
think
told
he
not
wanted
to.
to,
But
but
the
he didn't.
offensive line wasn't in on it.
No,
Because
nobody
I think
was
he
in on
decided in that moment to try to go.
it. He wanted to, but nobody was in on it.
Disciplined by the defensive line. The Falcons
What a clutch
defense
stop that was. Now if the
never
offense can just get their
They first did
foots out of their asses.
No, that's not what happened. He fell over himself.
Oh, he fell. Okay.
He fucking tripped over
I thought he
himself.
tried to do the Stafford and just take the ball and
No, he
do it
tripped
himself.
over himself.
Go, as they say in the biz, going into business for himself.
That's
I
actually
thought he was
not
doing
what
that.
though.
Jordan
He
Love
didn't
wasn't
do
ready
that.
for it, so
He's been efficient today, but look how low his volume is.
ball back to the Falcons offense.
Second straight. Packers 3 and out.
Wish we had Patterson right now.
I know, right?
Take one to the house. Damn, that was a monster punt. What? Hold on.
He could have returned it for a touchdown. Like
Why is a Falcon wearing number 21?
Because it's not retired, I don't think. Is it not retired? Apparently it's not.
I know Dion's got his name in the rafters, but
It's
That's kinda
not
odd.
retired for them. Should be for Dallas, but it's not.
next Sunday. Falcons Lions. Oh god, there's gonna be some heart attacks in that fucking game. Every time the Falcons and Lions play, something retarded happens. Straight up, dude. Every time the Falcons and Lions play, some dumb shit happens. And we've benefited from it, and they've benefited from it, but it's just always some dumb shit. Big balls.
Drake London.
Big balls. Big dog. Big nuts. Lamar. GTA 5. I go hard on this shit. Big dog. Big nuts.
That is a nice route, nice throw by Desmond Ritter.
Remember in GTA 5 when he goes, knock, and says the N word in the GTA Online story DLC about Franklin Lamar. They're working in like this business, they have an office now. And because they're like a fucking high quality business, Lamar goes, knock, my politically incorrect racial epithet. Chop is still alive and he's old as fuck. It's so funny because Chop has like gray hair and he's just, and Franklin's like, yeah, Chop don't get around as good as he used to. And Chop stumbles into the room and falls over, and it's like, are they gonna have Chop die? Turns out he just ate all of Lamar's weed brownies. And Lamar goes, man, this dog high as a motherfucker. I got sad. Oh no, they're killing off Chop because he's old now. Because it's been fucking 10 years since GTA 5. Happy 10th anniversary today, by the way. Can you believe that shit? What are we doing with our lives?
I don't know. That's why I'm kind of glad I don't play GTA 5 no more, but still.
I will always love GTA 5, but boy did they beat that shit into the ground. That's why everybody's gone back about, GTA 4 was better. It's like, no, GTA 5 is fucking great, but it's just, damn, dude, 10 years.
4 was always way better.
There's so much to love about 5, but 4 just had it. If it was a football player, it would be like, oh, the intangibles. That's what 4 had.
It would definitely be a Gruden grinder, let me tell you.
5 is the fucking quick 40-yard dash and the great hands and whatever. Very draftable, but 4 has the intangibles. Yeah!
Wow.
There's Bijan Robinson. He's on the linebacker. No offense to Devondre Campbell. Bijan is a different animal. He's a different
Well, that's not really on Campbell. They got the ball to Bijan before he could get there.
It's just a tough cover for linebackers. And so Joe Barry, thinking what I thought, go man, try to load up on the run.
The red helmets never lose. Till they do. We beat the 49ers last year. And they were 10 times better than we were. Actually, didn't just beat the 49ers last year, stomped their ass, and we were terrible.
Robinson gains 5 for the Green Bay 27.
Remember, Arthur Smith is saying, we have everything we want right now.
Drain the clock.
We don't have to hurry up. We don't have to do anything.
Well, they're working
we kick
on
a
it.
field
Yeah.
goal, and we have the lead.
See, they're built for that shit. When we got down by 2 scores, it's like, oh boy, we're not really built for that. But when you're in a close game, oh, give me the ball with 8 minutes left. You'll never get it back.
They've already scored 10 for the fourth quarter today.
Ryan Reynolds doppelganger.
They were tremendous in the second half, plus 70.
That's Matt Ryan, too. He kind of looks like Ryan Reynolds.
Second down and 5. Algier to the 25-yard line.
Drain it down.
Third down
what we're doing.
I don't want to settle for the field goal, but if we have to, fine. Just give me the lead, and our defense is pretty solid.
Field goal range for Coup. If they don't pick up the first down from this spot on the field, it will be a 43-yard
Atlanta's
attempt.
killed it this
We're
quarter.
looking at Arthur Smith. I love the chess match because last time Joe Barry went man, he got bit by that. Now does he go back to his
Look at me, suddenly invested.
And if he does, you're going to run the ball with Algier in the backfield. I mean, this is great play calling. Love to see what happens.
Here's Ritter.
Oh, yes! Got it! Just mark that shit short. Don't you
He
dare.
got it. He got that.
Either way, we can run it down to the 2-minute warning.
Officials signaling.
They're going to mark it short. Well,
Arthur Smith clearly not happy with
measure.
I swear he just dropped an F-bomb.
Challenge. Before the 2 minutes. Challenge.
Arthur, challenge. Dude.
Yeah, he did. He might. It's going to be a hard challenge to win, but I think it's worth a shot. Because I think he got it.
There hasn't been much else to challenge this game, so you might as well try it.
Can't take him with you.
No, they don't roll over.
Here's a look from the
Big
side.
Fangio thought that when he was coaching the Broncos as many times as he refused to use them. Andy Reid used to do that a lot in Philly. Sit on those fucking timeouts.
Cuts back.
Ah, he was short. That angle showed he was short. Real time, it looked
And what they're gonna give
better.
him is
When his
knees
elbow
down.
was down, he was still short.
Fun.
I saw his right knee down before he started to
Okay,
launch.
so here's a fucking dumb decision. Go for it. You could take the lead right now, or go for it and try to drain clock, then take the lead.
Do you trust Younghoe Koo with this kind of a field goal kick?
Yeah.
In this pressure situation?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's pretty clutch. And if he misses one, he shakes it off. Because he's missed in the past, and he bounces back, and he's one of the most reliable kickers.
Well, he's already missed an extra point.
Chargers and Titans are in overtime.
Why are they in overtime? What? Come on, Chargers.
They don't know how to do anything but what they do.
Why do the Chargers always charger?
Last week was the ultimate chargering.
Oh, it was beyond it. I still cannot believe how they chargered themselves.
Now, that Tua touchdown at the end was like a Madden glitch where the ball goes literally through the defender. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, come on. Oh, come on. The Jim Carrey gif. Oh, come on. He was short. Blow me. You robbed us of a touchdown. You owe us one. You should have just said it was good. The fuck are they doing? Kick the field goal. Jacksonville, what are you doing? Out of bounds.
He was out.
Quinter. Calvin Ridley.
Oh, I didn't realize he was number 0 for them.
Jacksonville down by 8 with 4:16, 3 timeouts, went for it on 4th and 12.
Yeah,
Everybody.
I disagree.
What
too.
in the fuck, Doug Peterson? That's some Doug
You
Peterson
had-
shit.
You had plenty of time to get the ball back.
What are we doing?
Got it. Nope.
Oh! He almost stayed on his fucking feet. Ah! Ah! That play should not work in that situation. That's why I said, what the fuck are we doing?
If Darnell Savage would have actually came in right, no, it wouldn't have worked.
He knew it too. He's like, fuck.
It almost didn't work, but it did.
It's the mustache. That's why he's turning shit around here. He grew a mustache.
Men in positions of power with
mustaches.
great mustaches, they're built different.
Doug Peterson should grow a mustache, and then that stupid 4th and 12 shit would have worked.
I agree.
What the fuck? Kick the fucking field goal.
They still had plenty of time to get the ball back.
Kansas City's shit today. They've only put up 17. You're in the game, motherfucker. You hold Kansas City to 17. You're in it.
There was still 4 minutes, 20 seconds left. Just blaze it. But I mean, you have plenty of time to get the ball back.
Nah, instead throw it to the degenerate
And you
gambler
have
slash
3
quitter.
fucking timeouts still.
That's some 2020 Doug Peterson Eagles shit right there.
No wonder why he got ran the fuck out of town.
I can't. That's such a strange thing. Oh my God, he won a Super Bowl, build a statue.
And he
Fuck
was
you,
like-
get out.
He was good. I mean, he was genuinely pretty good in the
He
Super
lost
Bowl
his
year.
goddamn mind.
But then he just
He was like one of the Doctor Stranges from the alternate universes that did everything wrong, you know?
yes.
That's what
yes,
Doug Peterson became.
Yes. Well, Kansas City trips and falls into
What are we doing? And Doug Peterson turns around. Things just got a little out of hand.
Just a little.
Seahawks and Lions are in overtime.
What the fuck? Well,
Baltimore and Cincinnati might be headed that way if Cincinnati can get the ball back.
the Fighting Dan Campbell's kind of dragged.
I picked the Ravens to win that division.
Well, we'll see if they do.
Because Cincinnati...
Well, my Brownies blew them the fuck out the water last week.
Again, like they seem to
I
always
love it.
fucking do. Like, what the hell?
I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
It's very, and you're going to hate that I'm going to bring this up, it's very mid-2010 Panthers where, oh my God, they're unstoppable. Why the fuck is Atlanta beating them by multiple scores?
Yep.
Every fucking time. Oh my God, they're 13-0. Still fucking lost to Atlanta.
Well,
The fucking 99 Jags. 14-2. Who'd they lose to twice? The Titans. And who'd they had to play in the AFC Championship game? The fucking Titans who beat them again.
Yep.
That's the greatest team in history that didn't win shit. 14-2 in the regular season. They lost to the same team twice and then lost to that same team in the championship game.
gotta love it.
How does that happen?
I don't know how it happens.
You beat the same team 3 fucking times.
Time in Detroit, tied at 31.
It's like the late 80s, early 90s Dolphins. Man, we're good. Who are we playing in the playoffs? Buffalo.
Well, shit.
God damn it. By far the best team in the AFC through that entire period.
This is Algier. Algier gains a yard. And a timeout. Taken by
I feel like it's going to take more than a field goal.
That's what they're doing.
No, I believe it was the Packers that took that.
that signal
Yeah.
is Atlanta, but it is a Packers timeout.
Yeah, why the fuck would Atlanta take time out there? Are you retarded?
That doesn't make sense.
Use your head.
I mean, eventually they might call a
Arthur
timeout
Smith,
without me
the
to
ultimate
field goal.
trust in his players, in his team. Goes for it on that 4th and short. Actually ran the same play they ran before. That little toss sweep. Deshaun, of course, making plays and he's getting a little coaching from his coach, but Arthur Smith sitting in a
fucking
very
down.
good position right now.
Second down and 9. It's
Dude, the Packers are just going to sell out and play the fucking run.
forcing his way forward. Down to the 12.
I'd suck a dick for a first down on this 3rd down. Anybody out there make that?
You gotta be careful with that because you never know who's gonna waltz in the front fucking door.
That reminds me of before Sting debuted in WWE. There was this wrestling message board, and a guy posted, "If Sting ever fucking shows up in WWE, I will give every goddamn person on this forum a blowjob." And then Sting shows up at Survivor Series, and somebody shared a meme of Sting yelling in WCW and says, "What are you waiting for? Start sucking." The guy's name was Emilio, and it said, "What are you waiting for, Emilio? Start sucking." And it looks like Sting is yelling it. Oh, suck everybody's dick in here. Sting shows up at WWE. Oh, Kansas City.
Oh,
Not quite. They
Not a
got it
touchdown,
down.
but
But
game's
Jackson,
over.
it's over. Jacksonville
Yep,
fucking
over.
blew it. Dougie P.
Down at 6. Ritter hands it
Oh, I'd suck a dick for a first down.
nope.
Ah!
But this is what Atlanta wanted.
Go for it.
I don't.
But don't do that toss shit again.
Again, it will depend
I don't know if you. No, don't. You got the field goal closer. Take the points.
First down.
Ooh, they said first down. I don't agree with that. It'll get reviewed. It's the last 2 minutes. Hey, Kyle Shanahan, you been watching this last 5 minutes?
And now the officials will come in for a chat.
What a luxury to have a guy like Keith Smith, number 40, their
Woo!
fullback. Arthur Smith relying on him as well. And then, of course, Deshaun, we can't talk enough about how great he is. But Keith Smith, when you have a fullback that is able to wind back as well as the running backs can do, now he's able to...
Kelsey looks like a fucking Rhode Island State Trooper.
For this potential first down.
That is one guy who doesn't need a Take the points, Atlanta. Take the points. Don't go for it here. Don't do it.
Yeah, because if you don't get it, you literally lose.
Take the points. Arthur Smith.
Do not run the toss again.
Arthur, don't. Arthur, no. Come on, Arthur. Arthur.
But if they don't convert,
Take
it
the
will be a
points,
minute.
dude.
Let's call it 16, 15 seconds with 2 timeouts.
Arthur, take the points, dude. Arthur, take the points for the love of God.
And they only need a
Please
field
take
goal
them.
to win. Oh, I didn't say it's an easy decision.
It's not.
I'm just saying.
It's really not an easy decision because it's that fucking
Take
close.
the points. Jordan Love has improvement. He has Aaron Rodgers' magic.
He's kind of cooled off here in late.
Take the points.
Run the clock. And then
We said that last time. So I agree with you. Is Arthur Smith going to agree with us? I don't know. His team, love to see his
Take the
teammates.
points.
I don't know.
Take the points.
Just run the clock and then call timeout and then make the decision.
Yeah.
Don't even line up here. Just run the clock.
Ball spotted just outside.
That is a hard decision, though.
Play clock is winding down.
Not for me. Take the points. Take them.
Arthur Smith calls timeout.
Take points.
Okay, so now
Take the points and force Jordan Love to beat you.
And now they will send out
Take the points.
They're going to take the points. Okay.
Take the points and force Jordan Love to beat you.
If we lose now, I can't hate you.
seen them last year.
But if we didn't get that, I'm going to hate you, even though I was saying maybe do it. The crowd's mixed on it, and I don't blame them because that's tough. Or they're chanting "coup" actually.
Yeah,
I thought they were like some booing, some cheering.
All right. So he should not have a stroke in his leg. This should
And
be
you're not
no
going to get
goal.
iced. They're out of timeouts.
No, you're not going to get iced. Okay, so
The way I see it, one sack practically ends the game.
pretty much.
But you gotta
Young
make this
Waku
kick.
should not have a stroke in his leg. This is easy. Unless it gets blocked.
Blair Walsh.
Got it.
Got it. Okay.
And now Jordan Love literally has to beat the Falcons.
But he only needs a field goal. But I noticed
But
earlier
he
they
had-
didn't try a 55-yarder when they fucking false started or got delay of game on their first field goal attempt. They went from a 50-yarder to a 55-yarder and they punted. And I'm like, you're in a dome.
Nice hold.
Kick a 55-yarder in a dome.
Well, in order to get that field goal, Jordan Love has to get them down in the field goal range first.
Right down
And that's
the middle.
easier
It's
said
it's a
than done.
precarious thing because you know what an offense is going to do here. They're just going to fucking fling it, and the defense is going to play prevent.
This is true. But Jordan Love has to prove he can do that. He has not proven that yet.
They've left on the field, but they have the lead with under a minute remaining.
At least you took the points. I can't hate you for it.
That's how you play this. Take the points, put Jordan Love in a high-pressure situation like this, and tell him, beat us.
Hell, I'd have tried to line up and draw them offside. So what if we get a false start? It's still a chip shot fucking field goal. I'm surprised they didn't even try that.
Well, with Young Waku, you don't want to go against that too
It was a
much.
nice toss play. Bashan makes a couple guys miss as he's done all game long. And now Jordan Love's time.
Tough cookies.
And the Bengals fell short to Baltimore, lose 27-24.
0-2 again. They were last year.
Bengals are 0-2. Haha.
Seattle beat Detroit in overtime.
Jesus.
That sucks.
Come on. I'm rooting for Dan Campbell.
Yeah. Seattle got them last year, too, in a shootout.
Man of the offense.
That one was a big comeback because Seattle got up big and Detroit roared back. And it ended up just having a crazy final score.
Oh, Detroit roared back.
Hey, Raiders, how you liking that Josh McDaniels year 2, huh?
I don't.
Oh, you beat the Broncos. Wow.
44 yards, 37 yards.
A wet towel could beat the Broncos.
Pretty much.
And I like how, and the sad thing is, the Broncos actually looked improved over last year is the sad part. Well, unfortunately, that stops the clock, so I still can't relax. But
Those of you who have been watching the Seahawks and the Lions, Seattle with a 37-31 victory in overtime. Kenny Albert, along with Jonathan Vilma and Shannon Spake, the Packers led earlier in the fourth quarter, 24-12.
Commanders. Click Commanders. I make that shit work.
Packers with no timeouts remaining.
Bud Dupree was almost offsides.
On second and
Oh!
as he gets rid of it. And the pass.
You just hoping somebody's there in center field waiting to pick that fucker off, dude.
That was risky to blitz like that, but it
Nice
paid off.
pressure, Bud Dupree right in your screen.
You know, early in the game last week when we couldn't touch, we were doing a lot of good things, but we couldn't pass rush in the first half. So no wonder we got Bud Dupree out there. He's allergic to hitting the quarterback
Come in, the two guys
while they've got the ball anyway.
allowed for the easy wraparound. Nice pressure on Jordan.
He was a cheap
Ouch.
shot artist with Pittsburgh, so
Well, gee, I wonder why.
everybody is there.
Well, the Packers trail by one.
Mike Mitchell was the worst.
Third down and 10.
I'll keep saying it. Mike Mitchell was not bad with us, but got just turning to some Steelers. Nope.
Fourth and 10.
Sailed over the head of Romeo Dobbs.
Romeo Dobbs was open, and
I told you that's how you
you
play
see the
this.
frustration. And
Take the points and
Romeo
force
Dobbs'
Jordan Love to
issue
beat you.
is that
This reminds me of when we played the Packers in 2008. Remember that game?
I believe so, yeah.
It was Rodgers' first year as a starter. Matt was a rookie. This is a lot like that game. We won that one too.
Game
so-
in the playoffs.
No, not the playoff game. This regular season 2008. We beat them in Lambeau, I think. Yeah, it was in Lambeau.
I remember the playoff game very good.
God,
Got it.
of course they fucking did.
How do you catch that?
Why is the clock stopping? Please tell me.
Incomplete and a penalty flag.
What's the flag
Looked
for?
like Toure had it, but it's coming back.
Yeah, the official was signaling incomplete.
Yes!
Three-snap penalty, so the Packers
It's week 2. I'm not going to ask for too much, Lord. I'm going to save that. I'm going to save the really absurd requests for the playoffs if we get that far.
At the top of the screen was the illegal shift. Once you're there, Patrick Hill didn't realize you have to stay
One
set,
play.
kind of move, and
Should be able to
all of a
do
sudden
it.
you
I
do
mean, it's
that.
fourth
It's a
and
shift and
15.
it's illegal.
10-second runoff. I wish.
I know you do.
Troy Blake,
I just think about that Detroit game. Touchdown Lions! They beat the Falcons! Well, actually, if you freeze frame at Golden Tate's knee, touchdown an inch before the goal line. Oh, yeah, it's a 10-second runoff. Falcons win. I was like, woo! Why are we even looking at this? There was a pre-snap penalty. Although if it's incomplete, they get the seconds back on the clock.
It is.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's incomplete.
I agree with you, Dane.
I'm jacking off a drumstick right now.
I don't think your chat
That
needs
looks
to
like
know.
it was incomplete.
There's a visual image for you.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus.
Remember that part in Brokeback Mountain?
Oh, no.
That is literally the only part I remember about that movie. It was boring.
I've never watched it.
It's a boring fucking movie.
All I know is that it's boring as hell, and
It's
then
boring.
it gets to that.
Yeah.
And it's like, where the hell?
That's
did that
just
come
funny. Like, to me, it was funny at 12 years old.
Look at it, and they're
from? It's
also
just like,
seeing the offense.
why that?
But
Like, why would
coming
you force
off the
that in
field.
there? But, yeah, whatever.
Did we get our clutch gene back?
Looks like it.
Getting 2012 vibes over here.
This is the booth review of the final 2 minutes.
Hurry the fuck up! At this point, you're just like, get on with it! Woo! 2-0! Yeah! All right, we won one game I didn't think we'd win in the first few. I said we'd lose to Jacksonville, Detroit, and Green Bay. Okay, we beat Green Bay.
Penalty has declined. And the Atlanta Falcons are going to make it 2-0 on the season with a huge fourth quarter.
I'm like Jim Carrey on Me, Myself, and Irene when he's driving. Listening to the metal music punching the steering wheel.
As he's going down, he cannot use the ground to gain possession.
Yeah! I was able to keep my mind preoccupied enough to not get totally stressed out over this game, even when we were down by 12. Ritter did a great job in the fourth quarter again. Boy, he's Tebowing his way through the early part of this season. Like, mid to average for 3 quarters, and then pretty damn solid. And the run game held up, too. Man, that run game. Beat it, the Fleurs.
Green Bay had a 12-point lead in the fourth quarter. 13 unanswered points for Desmond Ritter and the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons 2-0.
Yeah.
Packers.
Yeah.
State Farm postgame coming up, but first we will return to Atlanta to wrap things up following a...
Well, I said if you can't stop the run, we got a chance. So far, 2 games, they can't stop the run. Like I said, 4,000 rushing yards total.
Second Republican primary debate on Fox Business. Dana Perry.
All right, I'm stopping my stream. I'll see you guys tonight for... Well, let me see if there's anything else going on they're going to cut to. I don't even know before I go. Because if there's like a overtime they're going to cut to, I'll do that. But I don't want to stream all 3 games because I don't have the energy. So we're just going to do Dolphins-Patriots later. Jacksonville stupided their way to a loss. That was a winnable game for Jacksonville.
Very winnable.
So, Giants, Cardinals just kicked off. Rams, 49ers just kicked off. Cowboys, Jets is in 10 minutes. So was Denver and Washington. And then Miami, New England's tonight. Every other game right now is over. The Titans beat the Chargers in overtime. The Bucks beat the Bears. Seattle over Detroit in overtime. Baltimore beat Cincinnati.
Oof, Raiders got smacked.
And the Falcons beat the Packers.
The Raiders got cup checked.
Maybe we are better than we thought. You know, coming into the season, I was down on us. Everybody else could have, man, the Falcons can be good. And I was like, what the fuck are you seeing? Starting to see it. They got a lot of potential, so...
By Falcons head coach Arthur Smith on fourth down.
That was literally me. I was like, motherfuck.
The Atlanta Falcons, who trailed by 12 points in the fourth quarter, defeat the Green
Yeah, I streamed a Falcons game and we won. I'll see you fuckers tonight.